All right, you guys. So first up, we have a Delta Bombardier CRJ-200. And this is actually my first CRJ-200 from Delta Airlines. So I'm very excited to see it, especially since Geminijets is now deciding to fix their ERJ, CRJ molds. So they're re-releasing a lot of models that, were hard to find before. So here's some information on the aircraft if you just want to stop to read that. Let's open the box. The smaller ones just are a little bit tougher. Just a tad bit tougher to unbox. All right, so here the aircraft is. I'm going to do the usual. I'm just going to pick it up and show y'all all sides. You can see how small this aircraft is. Tiny. The tail number right here. Yeah, it's very tiny, about the size of my thumb. I mean, but what do you expect from a CRJ-200 in the 1/400 scale? Now, you can see the wheel in the front is really just a part of the aircraft versus it being a whole separate thing that's just attached to the aircraft, but that's really as expected, isn't it? It's these small aircraft. And so, yeah, it has a really good mold. Like, the tires, of course, are a little bit in, but this thing has a really good mold. They did a very good job with this aircraft, which I'm very happy to see. That there's no missing pieces, nothing's falling off so far, because, we pay a lot of money, especially since they're going up now for our models to come in good condition, and that's really just not what's happening nowadays. So yeah, you see that. Let's get a zoom in shot for you guys. All right, so coming right up top, you can see the cockpit and the cockpit emergency exit doors right here, and the main cabin emergency exit doors, along with the spoilers and the flaps on the wing, and just really great detail put on it, along with the windshield wipers here. Geminijets is definitely stepping their game up with the smaller models. Like, I love to see it. I love to see it. Got that Delta Connection logo right there on the side. And look at the wheels. Like, you can kind of see them peeling a little bit. These are the plastic wheels on these smaller aircraft, of course, because I don't think I know of any smaller CRJs with the rubber wheels. Yeah, no, very, very nice put together model. You can see that the tail elevator is a little whack. It's kind of sideways. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Here we come to the other side with the APU. Yeah. Where are the cargo doors? Were those on the other side? Yeah, or am I tripping? Those, they should be on this side, right? Is that it right there? That little black spot right there? That might be it. I don't think I see a cargo door. Yeah, that should have been it on the other side. Wait. Wow. Okay, never mind. It's on the left side of the aircraft. There's the CRJ cargo door overlapping the engine. I don't exactly know how it is in real life per se. I guess now I'm just forgetting because I'm thinking about it too hard. I don't know. But yeah, there's the Geminijets logo right there, the model stand hole. And yeah, just a front look at the aircraft. Engines are incredible detail. They did a very good job with those blades. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yep, just a good model. Just a good looking model overall. So yeah, this is actually one of the models. A couple of these are models that I got a while ago. But no further delay, let's get to the next one. Next up, an American Eagle Bombardier CRJ-700. And this is actually my first one of these. I don't think I've ever had an American. I've had this American CRJ-200. So this is my second American CRJ, and this one is in its 2014 livery. The old one was just in its, typical silver chrome livery. So there's some information if y'all just want to stop to read that. And there's the model on the inside with that beautiful silver paint. Let's take it out the box. I can already tell this is a good mold for this thing. I can already tell. All right, so here is the helicopter view of the aircraft. And of course, okay, yeah, so the front wheel is leaning forward. We see that. But, I mean, the back wheel, main gear, I think it's just one, is leaning forward. But other than that, so far, it's just an impressive looking mold. They did a very good job. I'm happy to see this. Very happy to see this. Top helicopter view. And yeah, just an underview. You see the Geminijets logo right there. American Eagle. It's a very nice model to have. I don't know why the CRJs go out so fast. Because what I do, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you remember when the CRJ 550 came out. That thing was basically gone as soon as it arrived. And I don't think I've seen any more CRJs. Because these are one of the older releases. A lot of these are older releases that I've had for a little while and just are unboxing now. But let me zoom in on for it. Let me zoom in on it for you guys so I can get a better look at the model. All right, so just looking at the first thing, you see the beacon light on the top and the emergency exit, top door for the cockpit and the cabin, the cockpit, the windshield wipers. You can even see, what is this, a One World sticker on the side of it right here, like right by the front door, and the line running down the back of it for this, you know, the CRJ. The Embraer 175 has a line under it. I don't know what that line is. Can anyone tell me what the line is for on these smaller aircraft like this? But yeah, you see the flaps right here. Got the engines, of course, and the elevators back here, along with that American tail, the tail number right there. And yeah, the American Eagle logo. Really great. SkyWest. Okay, yeah, that's it. SkyWest. All right, and of course, great detail in the engine blades. You can see back there, great detail. The tires are mostly straight. I know it's harder with these smaller models. So just as long as you have the tires attached, which I know a lot of people have gotten models without, you know, necessarily wheels attached, and wheels are really hard to glue on. If you're a Geminijets collector, just keep super glue on hand with you, because a couple of these models that I'm doing today actually are broken. So you can see the elevators are tilted to the right on this one, just slightly, just very, very slightly. Not too bad, but it's a little bit. Like, you have to kind of look closer to notice. Okay, so yeah, I was tripping. It's on the left side, the boarding doors, which is weird. Every other plane, it's on the right, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that beautiful Geminijets logo. And the wheel well, they did this really great. Like, this is the most detailed wheel well I've seen on a small jet so far. Like, they really did their thing with that. All right, Geminijets. Yeah, unfortunately the price is increasing, but they are really standing on business. Look at those winglets. Is that the winglet on the right side seems kind of thick? Or am I tripping? Let me turn it around to see what y'all see. Maybe just a little bit. I guess it is what it is. Still a very beautiful, beautiful model, though. Very glad to have it. But yeah, let's go to the next one. Now, finally, an Air Canada CRJ 900. Back then, I used to have an ERJ 175. I don't know how that is doing. I don't know if it's fixed or not. It might not be, because it's a smaller model. A lot of it, like, you kind of had to be like one of the bigger models to survive that. I don't know if that one necessarily did, but we got a 900, and there's the aircraft in there. You can see how much longer it is than the 700, and some information if you just want to stop to read that. The light's kind of washing out the whites in this, which I'm seeing that. Let's go ahead and take her out the box. Look at that. Yeah, wow, look at this thing. Okay. All right, so this is my first CRJ 900, so I'm looking at this firsthand with you guys, and so far I am loving the mold on this thing. Are the winglets black in real life? Are the elevators? I'm not saying. Are the elevators black in real life on this aircraft? Okay, the nose wheel is kind of crooked, but you know, again, it is what it is. Air Canada Express. I don't know why it's so overexposed on the whites. It might not be when I zoom in, which I will. So yeah, the elevators are kind of curving to the right on this model also. You have that beautiful Geminijets logo on the bottom, along with the Air Canada logo. And yeah, these service doors on the left side for the CRJs. Just looking at that top side of the aircraft. Very much detail, very... I'm in love with this thing. CRJ 900s. Do they have a Delta CRJ 900? Do they ever release that? Like recently? Because I know they have the older ones for like $1 million on eBay. But have they re-released any new ones? Let's zoom in on it. All right, so that should be much better for you guys. And yeah, just looking at this model from its helicopter view, you can see, oh, that's crazy. What? Right as I just like tried to balance my hand out, the elevator came off. Look at that. Okay, well, I'll just super glue that back on after I'm done here. But you know what? For right now, just get through this. Not even that, but I guess I can level the wings when I super glue it back on also. Starline's logo, Air Canada Express right there. Do the wheels roll on these? Yeah, the back wheels roll. I know the front wheel doesn't roll because that's just molded. The pointy APU. Yeah, look at how awkward that looks. So yeah, I gotta tell my friend Julian that this thing basically kind of fell apart in my hands also, because he had that thing. He had a problem with the CRJ. Also, he unboxed it and the thing basically just collapsed in his hand. And I'm like, yeah, because I just tried to catch it to balance it out, and it came off. So that really comes to show how fragile these things really are, especially the babies. You know how it is. So yeah, I'm going to super glue this back, and let's move on to the next model. So I have this right here. Just gonna move on to the next model for y'all, but I'm gonna go super glue this back right quick. All right, so I did get 2 of these. Did not mean to, but it is what it is. But we only need to unbox 1. So yeah, here we have Mesa CRJ 900. Also, the Air Canada is gonna pull through. Did the best I could with loose drawing. It's a lot harder than I thought it was. Putting on these little pieces on small planes is a little bit of a struggle. Hopefully this one does not get any more trouble. It's glossy, extremely glossy. So yeah, let's see. One difference I'm already noticing in this model is that it has 3D, what are these, lightning rods? What's the official name for these? I forgot. Radio transmitters. Yeah, it's doing that whiteout little thing again that it does. But, you know, yeah, Air Canada did not have it. It was just painted on holes for that aircraft. And this is actually, like, you can see the good mold quality in this one. The elevators are straight and level. They're accurate color. Nothing really looks too out of the ordinary on this one. Great molded model on all sides. Yeah. Looks great. Yeah, I think I'm in love with the CRJ 900s now. We got this side. Let's go ahead and zoom in on it. Get y'all a better look. All right, so yeah, here's a zoom in look. Hopefully I fixed the problem on the exposure rate, hopefully. But yeah, here's a side look at it. Let's see if the wheels roll. They do not. So yeah, the wheels on this, pardon particular model do not roll. What is that on the back here? All right. Yep. Mesa. Great looking aircraft. Very well put together too. Everything looks to be in its right place. Coming under it. Yeah, look at that. That's an overall great looking model. And looking right down the nose, very great detail in the engines. Love to see it. And those 3D lightning rods on it, or radio transmitters. Yeah, okay, this is by far the best. I want, like, out of the small molds that I've seen so far, I don't really have too many small planes, but this one has to be the best one that I've seen so far. Just an overall great looking model. Alrighty. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. Alright, so that was it for these smaller boxes. So we finally got a Delta ERJ 175. I don't know if you remember in the past video I picked up, I thought they had an ERJ 170 Delta about down in Hobbyco in Sydney. Unfortunately, they didn't, so I just kept the box. I think I still have the box to this day. But yeah, it's really good to have one of these, especially with the newer mold that they're trying so hard to fix up. Yeah, so it looks like I solved the problem with the camera. You can start to read that if you want to, but the whites are looking a lot better. Let's open her up. Here it is, and I am loving this model already. She looks cleaned up and it's detailed as a 1/200 scale. Look at that. The back wheels roll. I've seen this tail number before. Alrighty, just wow. Oh my God, look at the detail under it. This is amazing. And in front, the engine detail. I mean, the blades aren't fully complete, but they look absolutely great. It has the slanted winglets, as you can see. You know, this thing is beautiful. Yeah, okay. Getting these is really making me want to have my airport back. I just want to kind of put these down, but it's making me sad that I have to put these back in the box after I'm done unboxing them. One day. But yeah, this is just a really nice model. Alrighty, let's zoom in on it. Alright, I'm gonna get closer for you guys. So you got that beacon light right on the top. I'm just gonna show you the helicopter view details first, so you can just look at those and see how they are. See the details in the paint and just the mold in general. They did their job. They cleaned this up really well. And they're doing, yeah. So yeah, me and my friends, I was actually getting kind of like, look at the wheels. They're like perfectly placed and everything. I don't really see a problem at all with it. Yeah, but me and my friends were talking, like we were kind of getting mad because if you've noticed, the price has gone up. Because back then, like way back then, an Airbus A380 used to be like, I think maybe 50, and now they're 70. And we were mad because it's just like you're paying all this money and these things are coming broken and the quality or paint and build is not, it's just not looking too good. But looking at these, I will say it's still overly priced, but you're definitely happy. You're definitely getting what you pay for and what you expect to get out of a good looking model for your airport. There's no, I don't know if you remember, but the United ERJ had those high wings, and I don't think I've ever had Delta's ERJ before, but this thing is very well put together. So this is a model I do recommend, and I think they still do have a lot left out there. So if you haven't already and you need Delta ERJs, definitely jump on this, because I think my next unboxing, I'm trying to get the Delta 777s, and then the Porter E2 will be next. And that is also something that I've heard great things about. But let's go to the next one. All right, so a little out of size order, but you have the American Eagle ERJ 170 in the older livery, and these things are still around, not for much longer, and they don't care to paint them because they're not around for much longer, unfortunately. But I'm glad to see, because, of course, it's good to see a little bit old after the new kind of sets in. So yeah, here's the aircraft right in there, and then here's some little information on it right in there. If y'all just want to read that. But we are moving on to opening the plane. Definitely smaller than ERJ 175, of course. All right, so here it is. This is my first time using the iPhone 15 for an unboxing video, so I'm still trying to learn the ropes. But it looks like I've figured it out so far, so I'm not getting that overexposure, and it looks like a sharper image for y'all. Because I know, unfortunately, a lot of the past ones weren't necessarily when zoomed out to a certain point, but these look a lot better. Yeah, okay, look at that mold. Man. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing right here. Yes, sir. Look at that. Geminijets, you're doing your thing. Hand clap to Geminijets. You guys are doing great with these things. Wow. Yeah, let's just zoom in on this thing already, because this thing is looking amazing. So you see the tail number right there, that back tail number. Let's come to the front. What routes do these things still do? Because if I can get on one before they retire, that'd be great. Unless they're already gone. I don't know. But that old American Eagle tail, look at that. Man. The APU hole back there. And look at the detail in the back of the engines. Let's see if the wheels roll. Okay, the inside one does. And both of those do. It doesn't really matter if the wheels roll. I'm glad that they're rubber, because I stick to, like, these really grip versus the plastic ones. They'll just slide. The rubber ones grip. So yeah, you definitely get what you pay for with these models, of course. And this one, yeah, okay, they're not filling in the gear hole, the gear wells. They're just putting them, like, they're making holes actually, and they look very well, because you look for detail in a lot of things. They're just doing really great. Kind of flabbergasted, running out of a lot of words just looking at this thing, but just tell me what y'all think of this, because I'm loving this. This is absolutely amazing. They're doing their good thing. Like, all I gotta do is really take care of it until I can get my own airport back up and built. So yeah, wow. Let's go to the next model. So we have Republic Airways, and I think this is the airline that my old flight instructor now flies, with the exact same aircraft, the ERJ 175. Is this airline under American? Because I don't know what's under United. It's either United or American. I know it doesn't matter. I know Delta SkyWest, or is American SkyWest? I don't know. Let's just get to it. All right, so yeah, ERJ 175 with the just the typical vertical winglets versus the slanted ones you saw on the Delta. There's the aircraft, and you can stop to read that if you want to. All right, so here is the aircraft in the actual Republic livery. I've seen this one twice at Hartsfield and LaGuardia, because it was doing Atlanta to LaGuardia, and then on my return flight it was doing LaGuardia, I think, to Chicago. So I got to see Chicago to LaGuardia, so I got to see it on approach, which was real nice. I don't know if they have only one of these, but like one of these in their livery, and the rest of it's under a different airline. But still great to have it. And yeah, of course, really nice detail in the mold. Under it, you can see how the landing gear slots are filled in on this one versus them just being dips. But this one does have 3D lightning rods on it, on the bottom at the very least. But it doesn't really matter about lightning rods. It's just an overall great build of a model, as you can see. So, yeah. I don't remember when I got this one. I don't think it was my most recent trip to the airplane shop. It might have been last year's trip. But let's zoom in on it. Alrighty. So, yeah, here it is from the good old helicopter view. Let's get some details over here. Looking at it. Are any of these planes that y'all have been on? Look at the Republic, rjet.com, tail number. Let's see the wheels roll. Stiff and stiff. Okay. I know that front wheel does not. All right. Yep. Back to these service doors on the right side of the aircraft, of course. All righty. Yeah, this is incredible detail in every way possible. I haven't flown an ERJ in a minute. I've been on the ERJ 170 for United and the ERJ 175 for United. And I think I still have both. I just think my older livery, like the current livery one, got destroyed. My Evo Blue ERJ 170 for United and my Continental livery for my ERJ 170 is fine. And the United Evo Blue ERJ 175 is fine. But let's go to the next model. All right, so now we get to my future airline, United, the 737-700 in the Evo Blue. And I think that my, with the Sharklets, I think that, I know my old United in 737-700, the Continental livery did survive. So that's also great to see. All right, so you can stop to read that if you would like to. This one has a little bit different. It comes with styrofoam in it. And look at that beauty. This is one of a couple Uniteds we have to unbox today. All right, so this is my first 737-700 with the Sharklets on it. My lightning rod is turned. You can see it turning right there, but it'll be all right. If it falls out, it's not really just a big problem. You just got to put a little super glue on it. But yeah, so here it is in the Evo Blue. And look at this thing. It's a beauty. Great mold, great feel to it. The front tire is slanted, but oh, actually, okay, never mind. Never mind. It fixes once it hits the ground. It is an overall great looking model. Look at that. Yeah, you can see how this one has the landing gear holes versus it is being filled in. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I love this thing. This is amazing. All right, yeah, let's zoom in on this. Oh, it's glossy. Jeez, I almost just dropped it. All right, so yeah, you can see this thing moving here. I don't think that should be a problem right now. Well, it might be. I don't want to lose it, of course, because it just looks like a weird hole at the top of the aircraft if it's not there. So, yeah, you know, out of focus. Hold on. All right, there we go. Back at business. Look at this thing. Look at all the gloss on the wings. Look at that. Wow. That's crazy. That's how you know you're getting a brand new when it's glossy, man. All right, there's the tail number. And look at that beautiful, beautiful tail. The trim tabs right there. I just love the Evo Blue livery. Well, the trim tracks. Let me not say tab. I'm speaking in general aviation terms. Look at this thing. Got the SATCOM on the back. Let's see, the wheels roll. Those do roll. Those roll a little bit. And the front wheels roll. Wow, yeah, this is an impressive model. It's great. Look how glossy the engine is. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's impressive. They did a great job with this mold. All right, let's go on to the next one. So we got two Americans A319s also, but you know, all we need to do is one. An American Airbus A319. I've actually been on one of these from Atlanta to LAX. I want to say back in, I think, what was that, 2014? Yeah, so a little while ago, on the way there and back. So yeah, that said Miami, Florida. I swear I just saw Miami, Florida on here somewhere. It is what it is. All right, look at that. All right, you can read that if you want to. Yeah, we are opening it. All right, so here we have the American Airbus A319. First thing I will say is this thing is very firmly built, which is a great thing. All the wheels roll. So you can see this, how thick the landing gear are. And it's just like you can really see how very well built this model gets and how the more detail is added and how well these things are put together, the bigger they get. Like we have lightning rods, satcoms now, and it's just, I like this. Well, the landing gear doors aren't on this one, unfortunately. Like right here with the landing gear, of course. I'm not. Why am I explaining landing gear doors to you? And yeah, they're not there. And you have the two different model textures on this one. You just have like kind of the silver paint. You have the smooth one. Like this would be, this paint is on the American. If you have an American Max 8, this is on the American Max 8 right here. And same with the engines. It's American Max 8 paint on the engines also. And then you have a completely different texture paint for the physical body of the A320 and A319. Now, I'm trying to find another A320, but those things are like rare now, apparently. But yeah, that's just about this model. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this puppy. So you can see the tail number right there also. And just a little helicopter view of all the details on the wing and throughout the body of the aircraft. Very, very well put together. Very great looking model. American has some great liveries. American United and Delta. I love their liveries. But that United Evo Blue is just something I feel like you cannot beat at all. That's great. Look at this. Incredible detail. And also, another thing I will say I like more about the American models and this paint specifically is holding the other models, you kind of feel like you're going to rub the paint off. With this one, you really don't. Like, you kind of, it's just like with this kind of paint, you do. But like with this different textured paint, you really don't. Like, look at how much details on the engines there. Great. I mean, I think that's a chip right there. You can see a little chip right there, but it is what it is. Alrighty. You know, just an overall great model, I feel like. Very well put together, very well built, very well detailed, very firm. But let's move on to the next one. We had American, and now we have the Delta A319. They just recently released the A320 also. Definitely going to look into that one. But yeah, here is the box for the Delta A319. There's the aircraft in there, and there's some information on it if you want to read that. And here it is. This model is great to have because I don't think they released a Delta A319 from back when they used to use the plastic landing gear on all their planes. So this is really great to have. Also, considering this is really one of the huge workhorses in Delta's fleet. And it really looks, it's very well put together. Like, look at this. Very well detailed. This is one of the newer release ones. This isn't, I think this one just came out November, I want to say, December. Oh, yes, she's fairly new and looking absolutely amazing. Look at that top overview right there. A little look at the bottom. And Delta belly. Yes, sir. Look at that. You can see the gloss reflecting off the light there. So, yeah, this thing's great. Now, I'm more of a Boeing person, but I can say that this plane right here, these Geminijets, look amazing. Let's zoom in on it. So I'm zoomed right in on the SATCOM for y'all. You can see the gloss reflecting off the wings, the spoilers, the flaps, the slats, the sharklets right there. And just overall, the incredible detail on this model. It looks absolutely amazing. Now, me being more of a Boeing fan, I can say that this, no, I'm just a AV geek, however you say it. AV geek, there's people saying different ways, but this thing looks absolutely amazing. And hopefully soon I can come back in here and show y'all the Airbus A320. Because, wow, look at this. Look at the Delta belly back there. Like, this thing is just true to heart. Just glorious looking. Oops, nicked the front landing gear a little bit. But yeah, coming to the back, just look at this. You know, these are amazing models. I think that's it for the A319s. So let's move on to the next one. All right, going a little old school with the Boeing 737-400, but this aircraft is actually still in service. Well, you'll find them in Miami, and you'll also find them right outside of Detroit, Michigan at Kilo, I want to say, I don't remember the airport name. It might be Pontiac is the name. I don't know, but you'll see them there along with their 727 brother or cousin. Brother? Yeah, brother out there also. So yeah, there's the plane, and there's some information on it. You can read that if you want to. The 734s are very long, and like you see the 735, it's very short. All right, so here it is, and I'm not going to lie to you, like every model I look at, it just keeps getting better and better with as far as detailed wise, and I'm really just loving it. Like they are really doing a good job on their game. This thing is just wow. I mean, yeah, my friend got me into Coletta. So yeah, I'm like just kind of interested in them. Also, I see them a lot in Miami. So I'm like, you know what, why not? Because I had the 727 and the 747 back then. So let's try to get those two back and add it to the 737-400. Let's zoom in on it. As you can see, the radio antenna on the top, that big cargo door to the left of the aircraft, and Coletta Charters 2. So yeah, there's the tail number right there. And just, their livery is very simple, but it looks great. Like, if you know what I mean, of course. It's just, like, look at this. Like, you know these planes flying over you, and these things are loud. Like, you know a 737-400 is flying over. These things rattle everything, these older aircraft. And especially down in Miami, you'll see a lot of older planes like DC-8 still flying, 737-200s, 400s, 500s, 600s, 100s. My friend saw one at Falcon Field where the air show was. So it's just really great to see these old planes still have a spot, because we love to see it. Unfortunately, our Mag Dog retired, MD-88s for Delta and American, etc., etc. But it's really great to see that we see 737s and old 747s still flying. So we're coming to one of my favorite Airbus aircraft, and a liver that I love a lot, the Spirit Banana Bus A320neo. And not even that, but they have the A321neo coming out real soon. So that's also what I'm looking forward to. And this one is not the same as the old release because we have a different cockpit. They painted the cockpit differently. And this one says Spirit.com versus the other logo that they have on their engines. And I think that one said Howdy on the engines also. So yeah, this is a different one. Come to my surprise. Actually, this one says Howdy on it also, but I just found out that this is a whole different release not too long ago. Well, let's jump into it. So in this one, I'm at the airplane shop and I spot this. And I will already say right off the bat, I can already see, like, off the top, I don't think you can, if you can see also, just how differently this one looks from the old one. I thought that they still had these in stock for some reason. I'm like, why? How? I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just going to get it. Because I was really just happy to see a Spirit A320neo in there because I needed another one of those because, you know, the other one got crushed. So, yeah, I got this one. I think a couple days ago, I'm just now realizing it's a whole different kind of style. Like they paint their engines differently. Well, not to paint the engines differently. It just has a different wording on the engines. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So, yeah, and not only that, but the cockpit looks more Neo-like versus the other one kind of just still had that little kind of old Airbus texture on it. This was one of my favorites because I don't know why. I just really like the Spirit Banana Bus livery, especially in the Neo. It just looks very good. The swagger of this aircraft is, yeah, it's tail heavy as you can see, but the swagger of this aircraft is unlike any other. Let's zoom in on it. So, yeah. Also, one thing I do love about the Neo is, well, first let's look at that cockpit, because there's a huge difference in that from a lot of other Neos. They're doing that better. They're changing the paint job of the cockpits. Got the Howdy on the winglets right there. But yeah, people for some reason hate on the Banana Bus. I'm like, why? Like, this thing looks great. And not only that, but go spotting and let it be golden hour and this thing hit the sun just right. This thing for real glows. Like, it looks amazing. And I love that green in the Neo engine. The yellow's kind of messing with it in the light, so the focus system is confused, but I'm trying to keep it as focused as I can. Because you can see the Spirit.com on the engine's kind of washed out just a little bit. But this thing looks rather dashing. It does not have the landing gear doors. It does not have that. But look at those big Neo engines. Geminijets logo right there. And yeah, look at that. Let's see. This wheel does not roll. Yeah, I made sure to get, because you know you're at the airplane shop, so you make sure to get the best looking model there. So this was it, most handsome. So it won the award of being able to come home. Of course, that's also one thing I love about going to getting these in stores is you get to pick out the different options and kind of put back the ones that you don't like and compare and contrast it between other ones. Let's go to the next one. So here we have the Frontier A320neo right after Spirit. I had an old release one of these. I think this is a new release, yet 2022 release. And yeah, I'm just really happy to have this. I don't think I did the information on the Spirit, so if you want to see Frontiers, then here it is. Same exact aircraft. And there you go. Same exact aircraft, just a different livery, different airline. But same type. What was that? Was that one of my... Yep, I just caught that because you can see that missing hole at the top. I just caught that one of my... Yeah, there it is, right there. Right there. Not to worry about that too much right now. I might just go super glue that back together right quick. Just before I get into it. But it's not too much. At least it's in the box. But let's just get to this. Alright, so yeah, here it is. I don't know how that lightning rod is going to hold up in there, but it's in. It's this one right here. It's in there. I don't know how exactly it's going to hold up, but we'll see how it does. So yeah, of course you got Frontier. What's his little name there? Can't read it. Keeps going out of focus. I'm just gonna keep this zoomed out for you guys, get your views, because this one's kind of acting like Spirit here. The lights just messing with it a lot. So yeah, this one does not necessarily have the green in the engine, so I guess I might have taken that out simply because most of the aircraft is green, but still a very well put together model overall. Not only that, but yeah, wow, flyfrontier.com. And they did not get to merge with Spirit, unfortunately, so I don't know how long really either of them are going to be around. Come at the bottom. No landing gear doors, I guess, on these. And I don't know if they have, I don't know if they're complete in real life. This paint job down here is complete in real life. It might just be to where it stops right there. But yeah, yeah. One wheel rolls. It's just this one that rolls. And let's zoom in on it because I know it's kind of washed out. Yeah, you can see that it keeps going out of focus. I know it's kind of washed out, so let's hope this gets us some better detail on it. Yeah, that's a lot better because I have the ISO settings down lower. Yeah, Poppy the Prairie Dog. Okay, there we go. I had the ISO settings down lower, but it really just looks like it's really bright on the aircraft. Yeah. So yeah, there's the tail number. There's the picture of the Gopher right there. Coming to the back. Those big Neo engines. Looking great. You can see, yeah, that's twisted, but it is what it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Actually, I don't really think I need to be honest, because these planes are just going to be on the ground in the box right now. It's not a huge, urgent thing that I would really need to get fixed, but this thing is a beautiful model. I just want to thank the guy who got this for me because, yeah, wow. This is also one that I lost that I was really like, dang, I might not be able to get one of these back because the other one I had, I think was like a release from way, way back in the day. It's a great looking model overall. Very happy to have this. So to you, I say thank you, and to y'all, I say let's move on to the next one. All right, so next up, we have an airline that a lot of people have been talking about, quite frankly, quite recently, my bad. Breeze ERJ 195. This is my first ERJ 195. What am I doing? I'll show you the box first. Yeah, you see a lot of these in Tampa. So, yep, there's the aircraft. And there's some information on it. Looks like I got the autofocus thing working because it does not look overexposed in that. Wow, Jesus, look how long this thing is. Yep. Wow. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, a couple of these models I'm looking at, and like this is really my first time looking at them like with the detail that I am with y'all, and I'm loving these things. They look great. The landing gear look a little awkward. The right one rolls very smoothly, but these things, like, they look great. Yeah, I jinxed it. The autofocus is weird. It might just be because I don't really know. The blue background with the blue plane is kind of confusing it, but yeah, look at that Breeze. And they have a Breeze belly. Look at that Breeze belly. Oh, they're like half filled in, half holes for the landing gear wells. So yeah, it's something. And yeah, there's no lightning rods. It's just the paint on here. Extremely glossy up top, like really glossy. Not as glossy as that United 737. That thing was like, you actually physically saw it. It was amazing. And that's also how you know, like, you're really getting these things brand new. All right, yeah, let's zoom in on it. This thing is like a pencil. It's really long. Yeah, you can see a lot of that gloss just on the camera reflecting off the light. But yeah, no, look at this. Looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, Breeze doesn't fly here, but of course, my airport idea is, you know, a fictional kind of Hartsfield Jackson. So they are in Tampa and fly to Oklahoma City. They can definitely, of course, make it from Tampa to Atlanta. That's not a problem, of course, for an ERJ 195 and the A220 I have coming up for y'all later. Has anyone flown Breeze? I don't really think I know anyone who's flown Breeze. Because they're a low-cost carrier, I think, correct? Yeah, no, they're great. This delivery and just everything looks absolutely great. They're doing their thing with this. Look at that. Yep. And the ERJ 190 has, of course, the ERJ 170 and some 175 winglets. But, yeah, no, this thing looks great. And it's longer than the Airbus A320 Neo, which is why it's out here. But next, of course, is your Breeze A220-300. So I'm going to go get that out. Ladies and gentlemen, your Breeze A220-300. There you go. As real as it gets. There's the aircraft. Some information on it. Let's take it out. Look how long that front landing gear is. Wow, look at that. So here it is in this model. All the landing gear roll on this. You can see how long that front landing gear is. And just how very well put together and detailed this model is. Really great. Those big A220 engines. Yeah, between the A220, the Neo, and the E2, it's great. Life is good. Life is good. And the breeze belly under it and the actual gear well holes. Yeah, these are actually very good. Once I zoom in on y'all gonna be able to see, but you can see how deep those gear well holes are. Like just look at that. That's amazing. Look at that. Look at that lineup. Yeah, those things are, all three of them are perfectly lined up together. All three of them are perfectly straight. It's amazing. Yeah. Yes, sir. The detail of the top of the aircraft. And it kind of has the paint job along with, like the American A319, yeah, the A319 paint job along with the normal Geminijets paint job. So it looks absolutely amazing. It's catching the light. Let's zoom in on it so y'all can see it better. All right, so yep, zoomed in on it. Just give y'all a look at the aircraft. I don't know if they have this on Infinite Flight, but this is really making me kind of want to do just an Infinite flight with the Breeze A220. I might do that this weekend. Fly the A220 Breeze from Tampa to Oklahoma City. Because this thing, look how long that front nose wheel is. I like it. I love this. Look at that. Look at those engines. Flybreeze.com. You know, this thing looks great. Coming under, you can see how deep those wheel well holes are. Like, look at that. Yeah, and all the model, this one does not roll, but it kind of rolls. It's just stiff. This one rolls. That Breeze check mark. Yeah, look at that. Look how glossy it is towards the back. No, that's not gloss. That's just shine. This thing's shining. Because that did not wipe away. Yeah, this thing's just shining. There you go. Alrighty. Let's get to the Delta A220. Alright, so here's your Delta A220. It's about like 3 in the morning, and I haven't even done half of these models yet. So yeah, this Delta A220 is going to be my last one tonight, but it doesn't mean anything to y'all since it'll just be a quick, cut to the next one here. I've been playing with this one a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. I have been playing with this one a lot before the video. I'll just make sure that was not one of these planes lightning rods. I got to go back and look for who's missing a lightning rod. It's still glossy for the amount that I've been playing with it, so that's very good. All right, so yes, the new A220 mold, of course, is spot on with that long front Airbus tire, and yeah, still very glossy. Happy to see that, because I've just been using it to, practice out different lighting settings to make sure this video looked good, especially with a white aircraft like this. Still kind of just a little bit washed out in the front. But yeah, towards the back, you can see November 305 Delta uniform is looking amazing with that deep gear well again. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. The only thing that's missing, I think they have the green Neo things in the front. Also, I think the E2 has it also. I don't know, but I'll go check. Yeah, this thing is. I just gotta get the 100. That's next up, the 100 for the A220, and I'm back on track with my A220s. Just zooming in on, of course, as usual, you can see a lot more attention to detail in this, and I love how they really just take their time with these aircraft, because yeah, look at that. Yeah, this thing just looks absolutely amazing. The A220 kind of looks like an angry little bee to me. It's in the front, the cockpit. Wait, it's the way the cockpit looks. But yeah, this is technically the next upgrade for the 737, A220, and the A320 kind of in the same class. It's kind of how I feel. But yeah, this thing is really, really great. It looks a lot more realistic. So yeah, if you're just getting into collecting, you came at a kind of bad time, but also a great time, because these molds are looking really, really good. But the crazy part is these things will set you back like a good $50 nowadays, but the molds are amazing. I will tell you, no matter what you're doing, this thing definitely looks a lot better depending on what you're doing. People may not be paying attention, of course, to that, but just mentally, the molds look a lot better. Is this thing too heavy? It's not too heavy, but yeah, no. Yeah, let's go on to the next one. So our next aircraft is the Alaska, honoring those who serve, 737-800. And it's ironic that I'm getting this right now, because I'm not going to lie to you, this entire time I thought that this was the 900. Come to learn that Alaska has 3 honoring those who serve aircraft, including the 737-800, 900, and the ERJ-175. This is the 737-800. So there's some information on it if you guys want to read that. This is the first time I'm actually opening this thing also. Alright, so here the aircraft is. Very glossy, very good looking model. Incredible detail on it. Honoring those who serve. And they even have, glad to see they have the blue wheel tips on there. I don't know why my hand's shaking so much. I'm kind of excited to have this now that I'm looking at it. It looks a lot cooler just in person. You can see how deep the engine, the blades are for the 737s that Geminijets makes. It's kind of deep on here also. Like you can see where the blade line is. So I guess it is accurate. Those blue tires. And just look how shiny this thing is. Like you can see the gloss coming off the Geminijets logo on the bottom and the wings. Like it really is just a really shiny model. Like, wow, look at that. Coming to the top. Incredible detail on this aircraft. Like you can see the gloss on my hands and the American flag really just all around the aircraft. This thing really is a beautiful model. And there's the tail number right there. So yeah. Wow, this thing looks absolutely amazing. Alrighty. And yeah, so zooming right in on the SATCOM and the radio antenna. Got a little top view of it right there in front of the cockpit. Really, really like specific attention to detail on this. It's a great looking model, as of course I keep saying. I just cannot kind of stress that enough. I don't notice any paint chips on it either. It's just pure gloss. And yeah, just look at that. Let's see if the wheels roll. They do. That one does. It slowly slide over to the front. Oh, you can see the landing gear trying to come out. Yep. Not a big problem. I'll just leave that in there. I'll super glue it. I don't really think it needs to be super glued, but I might just, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that came off. It's okay, I'll just super glue it. Until then, the model will look weird for the rest of the unboxing, it looks like. Just without that front tire. Yeah, okay. So also, my friend went to the airplane shop recently, and it appears that things have switched around. The airplane shop is now more expensive than aircraft are online if you order these online. Me personally likes to get his planes from Panda Fox Toys, and that's actually where one of these aircraft came from. So just letting y'all know that as a heads up. Look at the gear well. The landing gear look in place of the gear well, and it's actually a hole versus just a filled in thing. And yeah, there's the missing, of course, nose landing gear. But you see really all the careful attention to detail. And the APU hole is not just painted, it's actually a hole this time, as you can see right there. So yeah, just overall, move that tire around. Just a really great model. But I'm gonna super glue this together and let's just get on to the next one. Keeping it in Alaska's family, we have the Alaska Salmon People livery. One that I did pick up at the airplane shop, and it was also the day that I found out that this livery existed. So yeah, why not pick it up? 737-800, 900s, Maxes, exactly what I will need. So yeah, here we go. All right. A lot more blue, lighter blue than I thought, like I expected it to be. All right, so here it is. And yeah. Wow. There's the Alaska right there, kind of embedded in the livery. Very nice. What I really wonder is with liveries like this, do people like look outside and check their plane and wonder, I thought we were flying Alaska Airlines. I don't know what this airline is outside. Am I on the wrong plane? Like, I really have always thought that if people question they're on the wrong plane, because it's a special livery or not. I think this is one that if you don't directly see the side of it, like at terminals, especially like Los Angeles, to where you can't always see most of your aircraft, that if you think that you're on the wrong one. But yeah, here it is. Salmon People, interesting name, right? And yeah, all the wheels roll except for the front one, so that's great. Coming to the front, you can see, of course, how far back those blades are, just on the 737 in general, and the winglet details. But yeah, very nice looking aircraft. Let's get a better look at it. I just really love how glossy these things come, because it really just makes the unboxing that much more satisfying. Also slippery and harder to hold, but it looks great on the camera, so that's great. Look at this. Yep. Landing gear, the Alaska logo right there, the engines. It's overall a really, really great looking model. Coming to the front. Wow. Look at this thing. All the wings. I've never been on Alaska Airlines. My friend had an internship with him, so he's going out to Seattle this summer, and like, you know, those programs that they have for Alaska, he's in Delaware State, so he will be flying for Alaska for a little while, and he's very excited about that because Alaska is great. They have great benefits, and not only that, but he got flown out to Seattle and New Orleans for the summer on behalf of Alaska. So how great is that? Definitely a beautiful airline. And they just merged with Hawaiian. So, you know, people have been making meme videos online. There's memes of how the liveries are gonna look, and to be honest, the face with the Alaska face with the Hawaiian face looks really, really good. Like if that livery actually ends up coming out, I'd definitely get that. That'd be a great livery. But yeah, you see the gear well, actual holes, of course, which we love to see. We love to see the Geminijets logo. It looks towards the back. The landing gear, left one's a little bit crooked, but you know, it's all right. It's all right. But yeah, just overall a really, really nice looking model. You can barely kind of see the service doors. They really blend right in with the aircraft. Yeah, there's one, and there's another one right back there. Just an overall really great looking model. So yeah, let's go to the next one, which is not Alaska. So we will be staying in the 737 class for a little while, including the 800s and some Maxes coming up. But here is Tennessee 1. If you remember back in the day, I had the 737-700 for this. Southwest is clearly taking a new turn and putting in all their 700s. I don't know necessarily why, but you know what? It looks good. It looks good. And yeah, here it is. And they don't have a flap on the Southwest boxes. So it really is just the picture here, made for collectors by collectors. And yeah. Something I find funny with Geminijets is the 737-800 and 900 are tail heavy in real life, but not tail heavy as far as Geminijets go, which is great. So yeah, here's the 800 one. I don't know which one y'all like better, 737-800 or 700 in these liveries. Tell me. But if you don't care, that's also something too. It's just great that we still see these liveries around. Because I know, unfortunately, that they have one more Canyon Blue livery out there, and they're not painting that one. They're just going to retire it to 737-700. So they might be retiring their 737-700s fairly soon and replacing it with the Max 7 if that one ever decides to come out. That's along with the Max 10 and the 777X. But you can see, of course, very close attention to detail. Nice red aircraft. Yeah, I wish I could compare it with the 737-700, but that one is terminated, unfortunately. But yeah, here we go. Let's just zoom in on it. That red really pops so much so I can barely see the flap tracks right here on the back of the wing compared to the plane on the box. So yep, here's the, you guys didn't hear that. But yeah, here's the top. You can see the windshield wipers on the cockpit right there. Of course, a Tennessee flag, 3 stars on each side. The SATCOM, not SATCOM. The radio antenna and the SATCOM, another radio antenna back there. The tail number along with the tail. Oops. And that special livery, Southwest tail, indicating that you see a special livery Southwest. So yeah, it's great. It just has plain winglets. It has sharklets, actually. The 737-700 did not have the sharklets on the Geminijets. Yes, so as I said, these wheels do, well, this one does. It's very stiff. Not only that, but it has that little hole that the 737s have on their tires. You can see that right there. So that's really great. I love to see that attention to detail on the aircraft. And yeah, coming to the front, under it, it's a really nice model. And of course, still with the nice landing gear holes. And the landing gear look mostly lined up with the hole, which is great. So that's awesome to see. The engines. So what's all this hair on there on this model? Yeah, coming towards the back. Got a little, this one's looking a little weird, but you know, as long as it stands properly. Southwest. There we go. Really great looking model. As usual, They've outdone themselves with this new line of model. And from the front, it kind of reminds me of Mortal Love. Like, it has that coloring on it. The Alaska Mortal Love livery. All right, on to the next. Okay, so now we have a retro livery Copa. And of course, if you notice, I've at the airplane shop, I've kind of just gone for what looks like, I'm now noticing planes that I used to have this in different liveries, because I had the Copa Max 9 before. I might still have it. Hopefully I do. I have to go recheck what I do have. And yeah, you just could not pass this up, especially since they do fly in the Hartsfield now. And yeah, Copa Airlines with their retro livery. 75th livery is what it looked like. So they're celebrating 75 years, which is great. Alrighty. So there you go, some information on these 1037-800. This one's a little harder to open. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, look at this. And here the aircraft is with a nice helicopter view of it. And look how shiny that looks. It looks absolutely amazing. Copa. And look at the landing gear placement. It's like perfect. Yeah, that one rolls. That one does not roll. This one does. Perfect. And look at this. The under gray, I guess chrome. Yeah, and look, they line up perfectly with the landing gear wells. Oh my goodness. This thing looks amazing. What? Okay, yeah, wow. Look at that. The placement of this aircraft is just, it did everything right. Here you go, from the loading door, from the loading side of the aircraft, with the doors kind of hard to see, but they're there. Wow. Just look at this model. It looks great. This thing looks amazing. They did their thing with this, most definitely. They did their thing with this one. All right, so a better look just at the aircraft. Yeah, wow. The nose cone and how the older aircraft had the black on the front of the nose so that the sun wouldn't get directly in their eye. If you did not know that, that's what that is for, because you know light is attracted more to black. So you put it on the nose kind of as, yeah, just a sun resistance paint seal. What am I trying to say here? Because I feel like I'm babbling and saying the complete wrong words, which I am. Yeah, it's just to direct the sun away from the cockpit, because, you know, your pupils are black and it takes a lot of it off, especially on backlit finals. When the sun's directly in your eye, you won't want that happening. So this takes most of the sunlight away. Not completely all of it, of course, but it takes most of it out of the focus of your eyesight. So that's great. Yeah, Copa with the aircraft running under it. Look at that. Look how shiny the engines are. Look at this. Yeah, wow. See, where are these little hairs coming from? They're just there. They're further spawning in. Alrighty. And their long tail number. Look at that. Hotel Papa 1841 Charlie Mike Papa. Copa. I like this livery. I really do. It's a great looking livery. Look at the landing gear right there. You can see those, better detail in those. And just coming towards. Yeah, wow. See, there's doors. Y'all see them a lot better now. The service doors. Great. Looking towards the front. Look at that side view. Look at that. The blades. Just everything about this model is really looking really great. The front and under. Of course, me being obsessed with the fact that these are actual holes now and not just, you know, spacers put in here, painted gray. So yeah, wow. Thing looks amazing. And look at the wing detail. Yeah, they did their thing. I like Copa's old livery. Which one do you like better, the retro livery or the Continental livery better? I think I'd go with this one a lot better. I like it a lot better. It pops way more. But let's move on to the next aircraft. Okay, so now we move on to the Max 8s of hopefully one day my future airline I want to fly for, United. And I just put them side by side so y'all can see the different color in the boxes. I will do an unboxing for both of them because they're two different liveries, the normal Evo Blue and the Together livery. But you see how much bluer this box is, and this box kind of has a hint of purple on it around here, and it just looks kind of more natural. But I'm going to bump the Together livery out the way, and I'm going to just unbox this livery, the normal livery, United 737 MAX 8 for you. I'm so happy United got this because I still have my MAX 9 in the normal livery. We're still waiting on Geminijets to release an Evo Blue 737 MAX 9. So yeah, there it is. Look at this. All right. It's actually my first time looking at this, so I'm very excited too. Yes, sir. All right, so here the model is. And this thing absolutely looks amazing from the helicopter view that it is on. Just look at this thing. I don't care what anyone says. United Evo Blue's the best livery out there. Look at that. United 737 MAX 8. It does have the spacers for the landing gear under it, but it's all right. It's all right. This model still looks absolutely amazing. Look at this thing from the top. Yeah, wow. I got this a while ago, but this is actually my first time actually really looking at it, and it looks great. And the MAX 8 is my favorite 737, so I'm just so happy that United got these, and we get the privilege of getting a Gemini jet of it. Now all we need is a Gemini jet of the United MAX 9 in the Evo Blue. Let's zoom in on it. Let's just start off with the wings and how those look, since we're already right there with those MAX 8 winglets. Look at that. Yo, wow, the United Evo Blue and just how it shines. Look at that Star Alliance. I think it's great looking. They did their thing with this, and coming to that awesome looking tail and all the detail in that tail, the United logo in it. Look at that. And there's the landing gear. Yeah, wow. I'm in love with this model, most definitely. United is famous for their wardrobe malfunctions. If you don't know what those are, of course, planes, like you'll sometimes see a plane with a different color nose cap than the livery. So if you look at a lot of United planes, they'll just put different parts on. Like I saw a United 737 MAX 9 with an Evo Blue United 737 MAX 9 with the Continental nose on it. So it looks a little different. Look at the blades. Look at those blade details. That's definitely something to admire. Wow, that's one of my favorite parts about the MAX, just the engines. I love these engines because I've been on the MAX twice for Southwest Airlines, and those engines and how quiet they are, how big they are, and just how they look is amazing. And of course, you still have a little dent at the bottom because they'd be too low to the ground if they didn't have that. You have a lot of things that go into the MAX 8. But yeah, despite y'all having your problems and currently the MAX 9 having its problems, y'all look amazing. I just hope that y'all can, continue to fly with no problems because I really like seeing y'all in the sky. And I really hope when I go to San Francisco this summer, I get to see y'all in the sky. So let's go to the Together livery. Here you guys are with the United Together livery 737 MAX 8. Yeah, a little darker on the tail colors. And the box is blue, as we've been over this before. But yeah, there's the aircraft. A stiff box. I love that. So there's some information on it. And here it is coming out the box. So here it is from up top. Of course, already looking great. You can see that together on the aircraft. And yeah, just look at this thing. Absolutely dashing, rather dashing. I don't know why I'm doing a British accent for an American aircraft, but it looks great. Yeah. I just love United so much. I don't know how you can't like this new Evo Blue livery. Like, it looks amazing. As you can see, the United Together sticker on the bottom, a little bit out of focus. But yeah, there it is right there. And just look at this entire aircraft. And yep, the Maxes have the filled in gray spacers, the filled in gray, the landing gear wells instead of the actual holes. Not a problem, as we said before. The model still looks great, but just, yeah. Of course, because you're not, oh, I almost just dropped it, Jesus. Because you're not really going to be focusing on the bottom of the aircraft, because you, of course, can't really see it. But the attention to detail on this thing is just amazing. And you can see the engines kind of curve up a little bit as they do in real life. And just you can see how glossy these engines really are. Let's zoom in out so y'all can get a really better look at that Together livery sticker and under it also. So yeah, you can see the Together on the aircraft on both sides, along with those dots leading off towards the tail number. So I'll just do that for y'all first, along with the wings right there, the inlet. You can see it also on the box here too. The winglets back there, and there's that United Together, and it's just really amazing. I think they brought this to Oshkosh not too long ago. So yeah, just wow, just look at this thing. This thing is like just amazing. And yep, that attention to detail on the blades also. The front landing gear does not roll, but the back ones do. And you can just see the lightning rod. I mean the uh-oh, there it goes. There, okay, it's still in the box. So I'll just put that just on the aircraft. It's not really a problem. I don't want to mess the aircraft up with super glue, so just leave it like that. But you see the United Together sticker on the bottom, like how Southwest have their hearts on the bottom. That has a Together sticker on the bottom. It just looks freaking amazing. The Geminijets logo, and just, yeah, wow, this thing just looks amazing. Yeah, see, it just looks weird with that just a hole. I almost just dropped it again. This thing is glossy. It just looks weird with just a hole. So that's why you really just want to keep in touch with your lightning rods, radio antenna, and SATCOM. Because I once had a plane, the entire SATCOM came off. I had no idea where it went. I'm like, huh? Like, when did that even happen? So I don't think this thing won't really be coming out the box too much. So it's not really a problem. I'm just going to reattach that and put it back in the box, of course. You can see it, it's just sitting right there. But let's move on to the next one. All right, so now we are moving into Southwest, and we're going to move up from the oldest livery to the most current livery. And I think I have all three Southwest liveries, including in the Max 8, including Cat Vomit Brown, the Canyon Blue, and the new, this is the current 2014 livery. But I think my older release got destroyed. I think the newer release is fine as far as that goes. It was either that or American. I know I had both releases of the American and Southwest Max 8, and one of them got destroyed. Like, I think the American older release is fine, but the newer release got destroyed, and vice versa for Southwest. But I have to check again, because I know one of them is fine. But you can see that golden retro livery. I'm really glad they did this. I'm really glad they kept this around, and it looks a lot better on the Max 8. So yeah, you can just really see that desert gold already really shining. It looks absolutely amazing. Just look at it from the top. And it has more of a firm paint job. It's still kind of slick, but it has more of a firm kind of paint job. Like, I want to say in between the normal whites and the American. So yeah, just look at this thing. Like, this thing's amazing. It does not roll. Okay, so just the main right one rolls. But you just look at this thing. Like, it just looks really, really, really well. Really well done. They did a great job with this. And look at the front with the blades, of course, I'm obsessed with those, and just how very well detailed the model is. Coming to the bottom, you see, if I was a United, I would have dropped it because this one's a lot more firm, and I'm happy to see that. Just look at this thing. I'm in love with this thing. I love this. If I can find the 737-700, I will gladly get it, because this is just, yeah, I want that one now. So this is my second aircraft in this livery. I have the 737-200 in this livery, but it looks more like the box here. This one's more, you see the gold flakes and it pops a lot more. The other one's just kind of just your basic brown looking aircraft, the 737-200. And that one actually is completely fine, just a little scratch on the top of the aircraft, which I'm glad to see, because there's only 6 of those aircraft ever made, and it set me back $200, and it's just I'm just happy to see that one survived. So yeah, just look at how the gold paint just reflects off the light and how dazzling it looks. That's really the only way you can describe it. Dazzling, glistening, shining, etc. This thing just looks like a great, well built, well put together model. Just wow. I don't know why on all the right engines they have the right engine lifted, but the left engine, that's just the mold for all of the Maxes, I guess. So yeah, just look at this thing. Looks amazing. Then you have those runoff colors to where you have the red, you have the orange, and you just have the paint job of the aircraft after that. But if you look on this side, see how the engine's more level. I mean, it still goes up into the aircraft, but it's more level. But yeah, just an overall, just a great looking model. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so it looks like Canyon Blue will live on just with the 737 MAX 8. Of course, love to see it. And here she is. Typical Southwest white box with the aircraft on it. Let's just open it. Wow, you can just see how much glossier this thing is. Yeah, just look at that. All right, here it is. So first thing I'm noticing is the blue really takes, like, from the top. Like, if you look at it this way, or at different angles, I guess it's catching the light more and y'all see it a lot better. But in person, the blue, like from far away, you don't really see the doors or windows. They kind of just fill right in with the aircraft. But yeah, look at this thing. And these aren't complaints that I'm having. I'm just trying to give y'all a basic overview of the model, of course, because of course, when we buy choice, I bought this, so I can't really complain about what I bought and I'm keeping to show y'all to unbox. All these are great models, very happy to have them, and yeah. But it looks like I think the camera's having it look more of a lighter blue. It's more of a kind of a bluish purple kind of in real life here. Just basically off just what I'm seeing. Yeah, here's the back of it. So let's zoom in on it so y'all can see more of what it looks like. While we're up top, just while we're here, first thing I do kind of see is what Geminijets has done compared to the older livery Max. Like if you look at the older livery, the older releases for the Max, you can see the intake, the metal by the intake right here. It's smaller. It used to be a lot bigger and more accurate in real life, like 2 times the size of what it looks like here. Because I don't know why it's necessarily smaller, but it is what it is. Just happy to have the aircraft. So yeah, let's look at that. And it's glistening too, like it kind of, you see, look at that sticker up front. Don't know what that says necessarily, but yeah, you can see the left one tilts up, and the left engine tilts up on this aircraft also. And it's nice attention to detail on the landing gear. So yeah, this is just the right man gear that rolls on this one. There's a tail number of the aircraft, and that's Southwest. Beautiful gold livery. Beautiful gold name on the tail of the aircraft. Because back then I remember looking at Southwest, like, where's the name for this airline? Because it's not on the front. And I'm talking like way back then. Like I was like, this is like probably 2008, maybe like summer 2008. I'm looking at this, wondering where the airline name is. Come to find out that's been on the tail the entire time. And I figured that out on my trip to actually Martinique. And I'm looking at that Southwest at Miami Airport. Like, okay, yeah, no, Southwest is not flying to Miami Airport, so clearly I'm tripping. Don't know what I'm talking about right now then, but it's a distant memory, so yeah. So yeah, you have that orange kind of bleeds, that red kind of bleeds off into the orange. You can see the different texture of the aircraft too under there. Orange, then yellow, and then, I'm sorry, red, then yellow, then orange, yellow again, and then back to blue. Alrighty. Yeah, those are just spacers. They look like they're holes. They're just spacers under it. But incredible attention to detail, and like, this looks freaking amazing. They did their thing with this. Yeah, wow. Alrighty. Move on to the next one. All right, this is it for Southwest, and let's hit it home with Amura 1. I'm going to look around the box right quick. You know, per usual, as real as it gets. You know, really just your typical what you expect, but with a whole different plan on the front. Southwest box is a whole different plan on the front. And I'm really happy to have this because this one, she said, was going out like hotcakes, selling out like hotcakes at the airplane shop. And they had like 2 left. So if I can ever get this open, we can get on with the unboxing. There we go. Look at this. Yeah, I probably feel it has more of like, it has a slick and firm paint job, but definitely more of a slick. You feel the slickness in the aircraft. So this is Southwest's newest livery, and it really just looks absolutely amazing. And so one thing I will say, it has kind of the old mold on it, because if you look at the intake, the intake is a lot bigger. Like it's painted a lot bigger on this model, like the old ones. As you like, if you look better, if you look, you can see. So you see, there's kind of some paint missing on that one, but like the intake area, this is a lot bigger and better painted and more realistic on Amura 1. Love to see it. Love to see it. Amura 1, I'm saying that right? Hopefully. So yeah, just look at all the colors on this thing. My friend has caught this in Orlando. All the wheels roll on this aircraft. This thing looks absolutely amazing. Just look at this. So many colors. They did their thing with this livery. Southwest, you never disappoint with your liveries. And this is just amazing. You got the heart on it. The first aircraft we've unboxed today with the under heart. And just wow. It kind of looks like a snake, like one of them venomous sneeze snakes towards the end. Wow. I'm flabbergasted, lost for words. This thing is amazing. Let's just zoom in on it. So I'm really excited. Let's just zoom in. All right, so you can kind of see the different textures and paint as you zoom in on this aircraft, along with that tail number back there. So yeah, just look at this. Let's start from the winglets. They're just plain, you know, normal winglets, but really where you're looking is the engine and more of the body. So you just have your typical blue SATCOM on it, and just look at the tail, that special livery tail, and just coming down the aircraft. This is one that I really just need to zoom in on, because y'all just need to see all the different colors as it changes and different designs in this aircraft, just and how it looks. Yeah, Amura 1. Okay, I said that right. Because this thing looks amazing. Just a big hand clap to Southwest. I love y'all. Like, wow. And thank you to Geminijets for taking the time to release this, and just wow. Like, y'all did great with the attention to detail in this model. Like, yeah, just coming to it from 737 MAX 8. This thing looks wow. Just wow. Alrighty. So, yeah. Gotta look at the back. Look at that thing. Just an absolutely great looking model. Let's move on to the next one. Coming to the last of our 737 MAX 8s. Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you say it. Caribbean's the proper way to say it, because no one says Royal Caribbean. You say Royal Caribbean. So here we are with the Caribbean. 737 Max 8 right here. And this one does have a flap up box, so we will be looking at that. There it is. We're done looking at that. Probably wondering why I have this. Well, for fictional Hartsfield Jackson, my guess is if I like it and it can make it to Hartsfield Jackson from where they are, it can fly there. Caribbean, a Max 8 can definitely make it from the Caribbean to Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, here it is. So for this aircraft, delivery on it is cut and dry. I remember at the airplane shop, this was last year's visit. It was either this or some other one. We voted with Caribbean. It looked prettier. So here we go. Let's see. The main landing gear do roll. And yeah, this is just more of a kind of a simple livery, as you are able to see. Very nice livery, don't get me wrong. Just kind of a simple livery. You just have the white aircraft of the Caribbean and just the logo on the tail, and the winglets are painted purple. But yeah. And not only that, but you have a Caribbean belly on the bottom. Oh, and it kind of goes off the tail too. Love to see it. Love to see it. Y'all did great. And yeah, of course, just the fill-in for the landing gear wells right there. So yeah, here is the aircraft. Looks amazing. Let's just zoom in on it. All right, so here we are zoomed into the aircraft. Let's go to the winglets first. You see the purple engines to match the purple winglet there, the Caribbean logo, along with the front cowl as the landing gear doors say. Is that a scratch in the paint right there? Or it's just the windshield, just like the windshield, because it would have run up if it was a scratch. Yeah, they have the, glad to say they have the, what's it called? Little hole in the 737 landing gear wheels. Love to see it. Love to see it on these models. Yeah, Cal is the tail number 9 Yankee Charlie Alpha Lima 737-8 Max 8 with a bird on the tail for the Caribbean Airlines. Alrighty, and there we go. Coming towards the back, really nice landing gear placement. They look really, really good. Coming to the other side, got the service doors right there, and yeah, they just simple livery, but great looking model. Like, this thing just looks absolutely amazing. I love the Maxes. The Geminijets logo right there. She looks amazing. All right, so that was just a kind of quick and easy overview of Caribbean. Let's go on to the next one, where we really just have mostly Airbuses. All right, next up, we have the American. Did not know this was an airplane shop exclusive. Stand up to cancel livery, Airbus A321. So this is would be my third A321. I had the Neo and I had the normal release for the A321. Don't know what condition those are in. Have to check. But yeah, here is some information on this aircraft. There's the aircraft, and let's open the box. I've not touched this plane in about a year, so yeah, finally gets to get out the box. Here the aircraft is, and already noticing, of course, you can see the arrows telling us to stand up to cancer, along with that normal American livery, along with the words very vividly, stand up to cancer on it. And it's just a generic Airbus A321. We have some thick landing gear on the left, very thick landing gear on the left. Coming around to the front, very great detail on the front with the blades, as we can see, that front long tire, and all the wheels on this model do roll, so that's great. Coming to the right side of the aircraft, you know, same just with the service doors, you get to a better look on everything. And coming to the back, again, the top got the SATCOM and the lightning rods radio antenna, really radio antenna, but you know. And coming to the bottom, you see the Geminijets logo, and we do not have the landing gear doors on the A321, but it does have kind of a sleek kind of firm texture in the paint to it. So it's like a half and halfway. Let's zoom in on the aircraft to give y'all a better look. All right, so here it is. I'm gonna give y'all some detail on the wing. If you hear thunder, it is storming outside, so just let that be known. Airbus A321 right next to the first emergency exit door. That One World sticker, A321 there again, and I'll just show y'all that wheel does roll, just to show y'all right there. Got that cockpit, just the American logo, and here we come to those arrows. And you can see the gloss around the arrows here. They really look amazing. That stands to cancer right there. I just need Delta. I had the American one, now I need the Delta one, but I don't know if Geminijets has released a Delta stand up to cancer 767 for Delta quite yet. I remember back then the Delta one used to be just all pink, and then they transitioned to the, you know, just the ribbon around it. And I actually got to see a couple years ago both the ribbon and the pink one in the same place at the same time. Parked right next to each other, actually, before they got rid of the completely pink one. So yeah. So yeah, there you go. No landing gear doors, as you can see. It's just the model hole right there. Geminijets logo, and yeah, the different texture paint in the A321. But yeah, other than that, I mean, not really other than that, but yeah, it's just a really very well put together, firm, great looking model. Yeah. On to the next. All right, now we have the American Airbus A321 Medal of Honor livery. So here's the box for that. Just as y'all can see here, sure as it gets. Let's open it up. You got the aircraft right in there, and then some information on the aircraft right there. Let's open the box. Here's the aircraft. It has that firm texture paint job to it. Love it. All right, so here the aircraft is, and you can just see on the top where the livery ends and begins again on the other side, along with those blue wingtips. So yeah, this one has blue wingtips. You can see 3 different medals on the aircraft, Medal of Honor, and you can see men on horses below that. So this looks great in the front, and not even that, but they have, I think, we'll zoom in and see what those words say later, but just your typical American livery, and then your Medal of Honor sort of coat towards the back, just like the Stamp to Cancer one. Along with this, the same mold, the A321 mold, with the thick left gear, as we can see. But yeah, here's the model. It looks amazing. Of course, with it being the exact same mold, just a different livery. So y'all really just got a taste for it in the last one. So I'm just showing y'all an overview of the aircraft and really just how it looks. And we can zoom in so y'all can just get a better look at that livery. So zoomed right in on the Medal of Honor logo right there. And yeah, just those blue wingtips, as you can see right there on both the box and the aircraft. A better look at the 3 medals on the side. And there's some names there. I can't necessarily see them. I think one says Columbus, that first one right there. Medal of Honor, there's the tail number. The American flag on the end of the aircraft right there. Let's come to the front to see. Don't know what that says on the front either, but you can see the paint on the landing gear doors is very well painted also. So all the wheels roll, just that right one is very stiff. Look at the blade work on the inside of the engines. It just looks absolutely amazing. Is this twisted? It's not. Okay, straight. Just had to make sure. Just had to make sure. But yeah, looks really well put together. I'm in love with this model. And of course, we have our typical A321 kind of paint job to it. What the heck just happened? Okay. Okay, there we go. Back in the game. Okay, so there we go. And of course, we have that paint job still to it, to where we have the front landing gear doors, but not necessarily the back ones. As you can see right there, just the model standpoint. On the bottom of the aircraft, the Geminijets logo and the two different textures of paint. But yeah, it's a really just great looking model. Yeah, I'm excited to have this at my airport in the future. Let's go to the next model. This next one isn't a Gemini jet at all, but an NG model, Alaska More to Love livery. The same guy who got me the Frontier, he also got me the More to Love livery. So again, thank you so much for this, because this was also one of the ones that unfortunately got destroyed. And here it is. So we get to compare different molds to see which one, because I was actually thinking of getting my next United A321neo and Delta A321neo in the NG models. I just wanted to see how the mold was, and now we get to. So let's take out the box. Already looking at it, I think I like this mold a lot better. So looking down at the aircraft, it looks more like they painted, like it already just looks like it was painted. Like the details were added and then kind of just glossed over to protect the paint from scratching. I don't know, it just looks like that. It just looks way better put together and way more detailed. So I'm already thinking, and I'm already telling you guys that my next, a couple models in the future will definitely be an NG models United A321neo unboxing and a Delta A321neo unboxing, because this just looks absolutely amazing. And next up, we do have some Neos to compare and contrast to, but just already looking at the A321 mold for this is way better. The landing gear, just look at the landing gear detail, look at the aircraft detail, look how shiny it is, and look how well put together it is. The one thing I will say that Geminijets does beat this one in is we'll zoom in on it later, but the engines, just the way that the engines look. You can kind of see it better then. But just the way that the engines look, I think Geminijets has NG beat with that. But coming to the bottom of it, we do have landing gear doors. They look a lot better. It's just a really glossy, really smooth model. Not even that, but you see a whole different paint texture in the engines. I just really do like this model. Yeah. This thing is amazing looking. All right, so let's set her down and let's zoom in on it. Looking right there, you can see the tail number and the aircraft. I know Alaska has more than one More to Love A321, because I've seen two of them at the same time at LAX. So I think they might have two of each, the 737 and the A321neo. But yeah, just look at this mold. So I was kind of skeptical with NG models. I don't really like their, that one does not roll. The front one does roll. I was kind of skeptical because I do not like their 737 mold, but I love their 787 mold. And I think I will prefer the A321neo for NG models over the Geminijets models, just because, like, look at the way it looks. There's not really a lot. Like, it's just everything's in perfect placement. This is a really great looking model. So, wow. Yeah, look at those engines right there. So you can see how they kind of look different. But as far as everything else goes, everything's just in perfect placement as far as detail. A way better paint. Like, there's less fear that you're going to chip the paint while holding it. It's just kind of a reassuring model. Not even that, but with Geminijets, after, you can see the landing gear doors right there. And not even that, but it did some landing gear doors so the landing gear can fit inside of the aircraft. Like, it's just a lot better, more firm model. I like this one. So I will say, I actually lost kind of my train of thought here. So I'll just move on to the next model. Right here in front of us, we have a great looking Hawaiian A321neo. One I've also been looking at. I'm also thinking about, doing A330s also, because this plane can, of course, come from LAX, wherever the Neos go from Honolulu to Atlanta, and the A330s can just fly direct. So, people like options, giving you options for a fictional airport. And just the delivery looks absolutely amazing. Like, look at this, Hawaiian. And we're just talking about their merger with Alaska. So, yep, there's the aircraft right there, and there's some information on it. This is actually my first Hawaiian Gemini jet ever. So let's unbox it, and you can see the difference between Geminijets and NG models and see just which one you like better. So just looking and holding the plane here, this plane definitely is taller than the NG model, and the cabin area is thicker. I will say that. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah, coming back to this, I don't really have a preference on which one I get, NG models or Geminijets. It's just, why not have both, as far as like if you get the plane, because I have the Delta United A321neo, which y'all will be seeing momentarily. I have 2 of those, and I have 1 United, but I want another United, so why not make that one in G models? But it looks great. I remember when they added this flowered overhead on their livery. We were all happy to see that with their new livery, and they kept it mostly the same, just they made it way more vibrant. We love to see it. We love to see it. So yeah, you can see, of course, differences in the same, like the landing gear indentation area right here on the bottom, but there's no actual, like, it doesn't look like they have physical doors. But I think you can also see this model looks thicker and taller already than the NG model. But let's zoom into it. So yeah, right here on the main paint job, you get to see how really that paint looks, and that Neo engine, and just the wingtip with some kind of the logo paint running off onto the wingtip right back there. Looks great. So coming to the front, of course you have the cockpit and the name of the aircraft. On the front, the Hawaiian Airlines, telling you what airline it is, Hawaiian, and you have different paint jobs just coming to it. The landing gear are very clean. There's no like outside sticking rubber on this. It's just a full circle, and this does not roll. The front landing gear does not roll either. It's just really good looking. So just looking at this model, yeah, it's really great. It's really, really, really great. And as I said before, they both look good, judging by it. I will say NG models is more put together. It does not have as many like things sticking out, or like tiny little improper. They're Geminijets, so you're not really gonna see as many tiny things if you're looking from afar. But if you're a stickler on, very much attention to detail, NG models will be the way to go as far as the A321neo mode goes. But I'd say they both are really, 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 really great looking and extremely realistic. But you can see the difference in the engine, where it has that kind of green hue in it, and the blades look better, I will say, on Geminijets. I like the engine mode a lot better. Coming under it, of course, the landing gear indentation area, but there's not necessarily a landing gear door area. But yeah, just overall a really great model. Oops, dropped it a little bit. Just kind of, yeah. Just a really, really great model. Really great looking, very well put together. And Geminijets, I feel like now in like 2023, 2024, now looking at them, they have a fighting chance with NG models. So that's absolutely great. Coming back to my future airline, we have a United Airbus A321neo. I actually just received this package a couple days ago and decided to include it in the unboxing for y'all, because look at this puppy. Again, my next one that I'm going to get, because I wanted to, will be NG models, but, why not get the Geminijets? Now, one thing to say, unfortunately, this one did come with the right engine. It was deattached, so I did have to super glue that on. So you might see some super glue vapor as far as on the plane goes, but not a problem. Just always have some, when collecting Geminijets, always have some super glue and tweezers. That's really all you need. So yeah, here she is, that beautiful United Airbus A321neo. So coming to the helicopter view of the aircraft, I love this thing. Like, wow, just look at how well put together this model is. It's amazing. Just wow. they did their thing with this, and I'm really glad they did. Again, all we need from you, Geminijets, is for you to release that Max 9 and the Evo Blue Free Knighted, and we are set. Because this thing just looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, wow. Let's zoom in on this, because wow. All right, so we are zoomed in on it, and I think it was the left engine that I super glued, because you see, if you notice, the super glue kind of vapors around it and the rougher texture, and it's kind of smooth on the right engine. On the left engine, you can kind of see the difference. And when we go under it, you'll see kind of more of the line of super glue on it, just where I had to put the engine on. But I don't think everyone's models will come like that, or really, it might have just been this one, because, you know, parts fall off. I don't know what that is. It might be like some right here. I think we have a smudge of a little paint right on there. But yeah, just overall, it's a good model. I'm not looking at necessarily the small details, and just more glad to have this thing. It looks absolutely great. And yeah, just coming around here to the front, got those Neo engines. They look great. And coming under it, them landing gear doors in the front, just painted on there. And yeah, you can see the super glue right there. Also a little paint chip under the wing right there under the right engine. So yeah, very shiny. You can see the gloss in it, very sleek model, and definitely one to definitely get. Look at that shot right there. Just definitely a model I definitely add to my cart if you are interested in United, or not even, you just want to start United service. I definitely say start with A321 Neo, because it's amazing. As I said before, I have 2 of these models just because, you know, why not? And yeah, still gonna get an EG models for them, but, you know, just why not have 2? But all we need to do is unbox one. So it will be this one, the Delta Airbus A321 Neo. Had to do it right after the United one. Had to. Look at this thing. This was released a while ago, so we are just now unboxing it today, of course, because, well, I just did every model that I got within the past 2 years and put it into one giant haul for you guys, because, you know, why not? There you go, some information on it. Taking it out the box here. All right, so already looking up top, you can kind of see that the engines are kind of spaced weird. They're not exactly straight. They're more of following the lines of the wing and the wing curves, so the engines are really spaced out. I don't know if y'all can hear that thunder, huge rumble of thunder. And it just keeps getting louder. That's funny. Yeah, thunder and jet noise, my 2 favorite sounds. All right, so just coming right here, you can see that beautiful Delta A321 Neo, just so I can see the engine there also. It looks really, really great. I remember I was on a flight from LaGuardia to Atlanta on the A321. This might have been 2018 or 19, I want to say. And the pilot was talking to me about how around, yeah, I think he was talking around the time, he said 2022. I forgot when Delta got their first A321 Neo, but around then he said Delta was going to, you know, because the A321s are getting old, because they bought them from somebody, that they were going to just transition to the Neo. So yes, a surprise was United getting a Neo, and we're excited to see that, but I knew about this one for a long time coming, and now it's finally here, and now I finally get to see it, and now I finally get to hold the Geminijets, because I spotted this one in, and it just truly is an amazing aircraft, and I hope to fly on it in the near future. Yep, again, as usual, very close attention to detail on the paint job. They did extremely well with this model. Just going to come to the front for y'all here. You got that Neo cockpit going on right there, the Delta logo, and just wow, this thing is just truly amazing. So looks like all the landing gear roll very smoothly on this model. Wow. Yep, I think I've caught this one, or I've seen it at LAX. I know I recognize this tail number. Maybe probably because it was the first one delivered. I don't know. It might have been the first one delivered. Just look at this, and you can see kind of the engines going in little separate directions right there. And just wow, look at that. Yeah. A little paint chip on the wheel, the landing gear door right there. But you know, this thing just looks absolutely amazing. This is definitely a model I'd say to get. Just wow, look at that. There we go. Yep. Definitely a great looking model. Look at this. Alrighty. So there you go. That is it on the A321neos. Let's go to the next one. So this plane is actually one of two parts. As you can see, Trump's 757-200. And I also was lucky enough at the airplane shop to get this, which was the last one in stock, and the last 727. So yeah, we have this, and I've actually seen this plane multiple times in LaGuardia. So I've seen it in person. And yeah, I think they had like a documentary on it not too long ago. So I think ever since then, I just really was like, okay, wow, let me, and now that they have the model for it, definitely had to, and specifically because I need more hard stand aircraft, these two aircraft play a perfect role in that. All right, so here's the aircraft from the helicopter view. Just overall a really great looking aircraft. Like, it just looks great. Like that white and black just together with the wings and the body just looks absolutely amazing. And it's even better looking in person just when it hits the sun, kind of like the Spirit livery. Like, just it really glows when it hits the sun. Just look at that. Like, wow. And they made an older release of it, and I think that one on eBay now is like going for 140. Like, it's quite expensive. And this one is actually getting quite expensive also. So I'm glad I got this one before, you know, in the airplane shop, before prices for real just went up on it, because it's really now scarce. So yeah, here it is. Let's zoom in on it. So of course, because it was in the airplane shop, you can see a fair share of fingerprints on it just coming from the top. So a lot of people have what looks like looked at this model. I'm glad no one purchased it, because it's in my care now. Let's start from the back with that American flag. Just on the tail, that 757 coming to the front. You got the tail number right there, 757. I wonder when Geminijets is ever going to add gear tilt to the 757 or 757 molds. That Rolls-Royce engine logo, Trump's name just on the side of his plane, and that long 757 landing gear. Don't know what that is. It is attached to the aircraft. Okay. See, that's 757, those beautiful blades you can see right down the barrel of the middle of it. Just an overall great looking model. Just wow, just look at this thing. Rolls-Royce, the engines. So yeah, just wow, just look at this thing. Coming to the under of it, landing gear doors in the front. And we have landing gear doors here too. Great to see it, great to see it. Alrighty, come to the back of the aircraft. So it's definitely a great looking, shiny aircraft. And I, for one, just cannot wait, like when I build my own airport, to have this just kind of over there on the hard stand. Along with a lot of aircraft, because I want to make that airport looking like a bit, I want to make that airport 2 times bigger. So right now, especially because I can't, just want to rack as many planes up as I possibly can. Let's go to the next one. All right, so I don't exactly know what this livery is called, so I'm just going to call it the Orca livery, which is also my favorite sea animal. So the Alaska Orca livery 737 MAX 9. If you don't know what that is, that's the one flying at 10,000 feet back home for maintenance, because Alaska, yeah, had a emergency exit door fly off. So yeah, that's what's going on in the aviation world right now. So yeah, there is the aircraft right there, and there's some information on it. And yeah, here we go. Here's the plane. out the box and looking fresh. Look at this Max 9. You can say what you want about the Max 9, but Alaska and Southwest has some great looking liveries. And right here, it's easily able to prove that. And look at all the little orchids swimming on it. That's amazing. So yeah, here's a top view of it. It looks really, really well. And the paint on the tail feels a little different than everywhere else. Yeah, let's see. So all the wheels kind of roll. This one just rolls in about 90 degrees and then kind of locks it into place. But yeah, they all roll. But here's a good look at the aircraft from 360 degrees and, you know, in front, up top, just so y'all can get a good view, behind, and under it. But you know what? Y'all want a better detailed look? I got you. All right, up top, the SATCOM, you know, per usual, of course. And got the wings right here with the typical Alaska Max winglets and those big blue 737 Max engines. And as you can see, the intake looks good. Like it's how on the Max 8s I said it was kind of small. It looks perfectly sized on the Max 9 molds. So that's good to see. There's your tail number in case you want to look the aircraft up. And you can see that kind of how the tail kind of looks like. I don't know. Can you see pixels in the photo? Is it? I don't know. It's just looks a different like kind of detail than the rest of the aircraft on the tail there. Be it coming down, like you see them all swimming in the water there. Real great looking aircraft. There's a tire, very much attention to detail. Looks very, very good. And there's your big Alaska logo right there on the front. I don't know what that is. Is that a scratch? I'll see if it's on the other side. I don't know. Hopefully it's not. And there's the bone. You can see the front nose wheel is kind of awkward looking. But you know what? I kind of just want to come to the side right quick to see what that thing is, if it's there over here. It might just be a light. It might just be one of the, you know, the landing lights is what I'm thinking. Or it might be a scratch. Either or, it's not too big, so it's not really that big of a problem. But here you have your, you know, orchid swimming and your tail number, your loading doors right there. And coming back to the tail over here, you get a little better look at that tail. So coming to the back, you get a really good look kind of towards the back of the plane, just down it at the landing gear and such. That front landing gear you see is kind of, yeah, it's kind of special, just a little bit. It looks like the axles might be broken, so it is pointing up. But everything else looks really, really good. Coming to the top, you know, just your normal basic top stuff up here. And coming under the aircraft, front and nose landing gear right there. And yeah, this model just looks really good. And you can see the fillers in here versus the actual holes for the 737 Max molds and the Geminijets logo right there. So yeah, very good looking model. Very good looking model. All right, to the next one. The Seattle Kraken Alaska 737 Max 9. Look at this livery. It's not mean, but it looks very happy, you know, for a Kraken and all. A giant squid. So, yeah, here you go. You know, your typical Alaska box. Just livery on it, livery on all sides, and especially in the front there, of course, where you're really going to be looking. Flip it open. There's the aircraft, and here is some information on it if you care to read that. But we care more about the contents inside the box right now, just for y'all. And yep, here you go. The aircraft is free. So your first good look up here, you can see the livery on the side right there, and Seattle Kraken on the side of the aircraft. But yeah, so you know, just the livery looks real. It's really catching that light there. Like, it looks very, very good. I changed the light settings. I'm hoping it did better. It looks very, very good now that I've done that. It looks more friendly to y'all. It looks more friendly for the aircraft in the box and the auto-focusing system. So I'm just happy about that. But you see those Max 8 blades, of course, always a favorite, done really, really well. And yeah, up top you can see the livery comes all the way to the top of the aircraft. Let's flip it and see. And it does not necessarily connect at the bottom, but some form of it does right there with that blue. Just the kind of Alaska, just the Alaska colors right there form on the bottom with that blue. Oh shoot, an anchor. Oh wow, I did not even notice that. Okay, wow, that's a great attention to detail. I love that anchor there. Okay, okay, Alaska. I think that makes you like this model even better with that anchor on the bottom. Even though you can't see it, it just looks real great. Let's zoom in on it. Seattle Kraken. So let's get y'all a good look at that paint job. But first of all, I want to come in on the typical, Alaskan winglets, just like the last one, and really all of them. But you can see the intake for the engine is not that big. So it's like the Max 8 engines on this one, and the Orca livery, it was bigger. But you can see how kind of, it's small. It's not as small as the Max 8, but it's kind of like just in between there and what it should be, I feel like. So yeah, you got some good look at the wing. Seattle Kraken on both sides right here. Satcom, you can see where that livery connects and the colors swirl really at the top. And yeah, so flipping it, you got that Alaska logo, that really good Alaska logo, the tail number. And just here is your livery for you. And very nice attention to detail on the landing gear. Like you can see how great they look. Like there's no sticking out pieces of rubber. They just look really good. Got some mountains in the background, Alaska right there, and 737 Max 9. So that the front wheel does not roll, but just really great attention to detail in the paint. They did a really good job with this model. So if you come to the bottom here, Max 9, of course, and looking at that anchor right there, just looking at the landing gear, the Geminijets logo, just looks really nice. Yeah. So the reason why I get them is because the Max 9 and 737-900 fly to Hartsfield, so I'm not gonna get too much. Probably just 737-700, 800, and 900 if they release them. And I already really think I have my Max 9 quota fill. I think I still have my normal livery Max 9. I think that one survives, so that's good. So I think I'm just about set with my Alaska, but this model looks really good. But so now that we're out of the Maxes completely, let's move on to the MD-80 series. All right, for those of y'all curious, this is a US Air MD-82, which is actually one of my favorite aircraft. I love the Mad Dogs and just how they look and how loud they are. Like they really just sound like jets, and their climb out is just so impressive. They're like, if you ever seen a Mad Dog climb out, it feels heavy. You can feel how heavy it is, and you can see how much exhaust they leave behind. And it's just overall a good-looking aircraft. I got the privilege of flying an American one way back in the day, and I've been on a couple Delta ones, but that was before I started filming trip reports, so I don't have any necessarily footage of them. But, let's just jump to it. So I'm thinking for the MD-80 series that they have a couple of different molds, because I'm going to show y'all in a second when I come to the back. The wings are they're a little droopy on this one, versus when I show you the next one, you're going to see the wings are a little more high. I want to get y'all see come toward the back how kind of droopy they are. I think both of my MD-82s have been like this, and my MD-90s are like this. They have droopy wings, but the MD-88s and MD-83s don't really have those droopy wings. But you can see the difference kind of with this versus the other ones that makes this for real an MD-82 is because that main part right here. So in the 90s, in the MD-80s, 82s, 88s, they have kind of a flat back. I'll show you this in the next one, but they have kind of a flat back, and you get a better look at that. This one has more of a DC-9 back. It's just sharp pointed and comes down to the rest of the aircraft. But you'll see in the next one, it's kind of just a flat ending, goes down a little bit before it goes down to the back of the aircraft. So yeah, this is really kind of them, making an MD-80 series and then making an MD-80s and then, kind of keeping that DC-9 kind of affecting them. So aircraft like this really just look like a DC-9, just longer. You see what I'm saying? The older ones. But yeah, let's zoom in on it, because this thing looks like you can see the silver paint. looks it's just overall amazing model. Kind of reminds me of the American, but it's kind of it kind of reminds me of the American MD-83. See it coming on the winglets, not the winglets. They don't have winglets. Coming on the wing right here. Not really much still in the wing because it just really just ends, as you can see. It just really just ends. Got that beacon light up top. Just a really long plane. Got that U.S. Air logo on the front, the nose. You can see the windshield wipers on a white mark on the front. That's just a light. Never mind. I'm tripping. All right. So, yeah, you can really just see how long this plane is. I'm doing this in size order. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, back to the T-tails. We love the T-tails. You can see the teeth on the engines right there. And, yeah, you can see that sharper edge better right there, along with the U.S. Air logo on the tail and how much with the rudder on the tail. I mean, you can just see that sharper edge. And you will see a difference in the MD-83 coming up here up next, which I will show y'all because that's kind of, I guess, when they started to transition towards a newer design look than the longer DC-9 kind of look sort of thing. But yeah, it's a really great looking model, especially because I love the MD-80 series so much. Really great looking planes. And let me see if it's on here. Yep, the stairs. They have stairs in the back of the aircraft that back at the airport back in the day, you'd see them down if you paid attention enough, and see the landing gear doors right here. But if you paid attention enough, you'd see the stairs down and people, the pilots coming in and out of that versus just walking normal jetway way, because why not? You can watch a couple of videos on the MD-80 walkarounds and everything. It's an overall great looking aircraft. Alrighty. Put her down and get to the next one. Here is a World Atlantic Airlines MD-83. So, yeah, World Atlantic and both U.S. Air still exist. You can catch them in Miami, you know. And I think that silver one right there was the one that I don't think is with us anymore. I had a plane crash. That's, I think, just the wheel. I don't exactly know what happened, but I know it had an incident at Miami Airport a little while ago. So, yeah, here is World Atlantic MD-83. There's the aircraft and some information on it. Alrighty. Just look at this thing straight off the back. You can see more attention to detail than all the other aircraft that released. The American MD-83 and the Delta MD-88s. I've just seen a lot more detail in this thing. And I'll show you all that, but you can really see it in the cockpit right there, and the alignment with the landing gears and landing gear doors. You can see the flat back on this one versus the MD-83 series. So yeah, coming to the front, we have a really mean looking cockpit, I'd say. It looks very mean. It looks way more realistic, and each one has a mask on it, and it has a. I'm gonna zoom in more on it, so I'll just talk about the cockpit once I zoom in a little bit more. Right now, I just want to get y'all all the way around with this plane. Very long, very small, very thin. So I think the rows on this one were 3 on one side and then 2 on the other side as far as seating goes. But we have a lightning rod on this aircraft, which caught me by surprise. See it coming under it, you can see. It's a really nice model. I kind of want them to re-release the newer models in this mold. Like Delta and re-release American in this mold, because this mold, this looks amazing. The attention to detail I'm about to show y'all just looks really great. Okay, so we have the tail number right there, and you just traditional, just wing design, emergency exit, emergency kind of locators, and just telling you where to go. And the tail number right there, that World Atlantic. And you see how flat this one is right here. You see how flat the back is right there. And the engines. And over 808 Whiskey Alpha. You can see the landing gear doors. The wheels don't roll too smoothly, but they roll. So, yeah, World Atlantic. Got the windows right there. Got the lightning rod. And coming to the cockpit, you can see the design on there. I don't know if they did it as a glare shield That was the word I was trying to find earlier. Kind of a glare shield. Had a lot of older airlines had black in the front, like black in the front and on the nose right here, just as a glare shield. But a lot of them just have it in the cockpit primarily. But you see a lot of planes like WestJet Airlines and the aircraft coming up next will have it in both places. So yeah, just a really great looking model right here. Coming to the back, get a good look at those engines and just down the barrel in the back. Just really great. And you can see the landing gear door placement looks really, really great. Yeah, no, I just wish I got to fly one of these one last time. Maybe if I fly World Atlantic, I can, somewhere down in Miami. But these are just a really great looking model. Look at that. And then coming under it, really can see everything. Just wow. Yeah. See the landing gear door placement right there. Just it's lined up. Everything's looking really, really great. And yeah, again, these are one of my favorite planes, 777 and then the MD-88 series of airplanes. The MD-90 I like, but it doesn't compare to the MD-83, MD-82, MD-88. So the next one. Here is the second part. This was actually the last one that I got at the airplane shop of Trump's plane. They had the 757, 727. Got it just in time, swooped both of them up. So here we go. Trump shuttle, Boeing 727-200, the last of our T-tails. And here's a box look right here. And yeah. Oops. All right, so there's the plane. Information on the plane. All right, box that contains the plane, packaging that contains the plane. And here we go. Free. All right, so here the aircraft is, and I got this at the airplane shop, and of course I was going to pick this plane up because if any plane, this one's definitely going to be real fast, and yeah, and it is. It's really just going out real fast already. So that and Air Force One, but you can see the front tire is kind of weird. I got it at the airplane shop. It didn't have a front tire. It was the last one, so I just swooped in on it anyway. But of course, with Geminijets, you have super glue, so that's what I did. I think the Coletta Charters one had like, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of 1/200 scale, never mind. Because they had like some antenna on the back. But I thought my Coletta Charter 727 had it. But it was the 1/200 scale plane that had it. So yeah, this wheel rolls, and of course you know that one doesn't roll because that's super glued in. And you'll get more detail on that. Because it's not like, I think they like closed the axle without the wheel in there. So it wasn't like someone broke it. It just was the axle was closed without like the wheel in there. So I just super glued it on versus having to like, just clip it back into the metal. But y'all will see in just a few seconds here. All right, so you see there's more arrows on the right side in case of emergency than the left side. Don't know why necessarily that is, but it is what it is. So here comes the generic 727 wing. And up top, you have those triple engines. Here's the elevator. Those triple engines right there. And yeah, just not really much to see on the top. Trump's name and the eyebrow windows and the glare paint shield up front. And then there's the wheel. Right there, you see the wheel. And yeah, not too much to say about this livery. It's just white with red. There's a tail number with a T on the tail. So, yep. And here's the back. And here's the side. And again, just very happy to see this one and the 757 side by side. Looks great. Looks great. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can necessarily see what you see. Yeah, the camera's not focusing necessarily there. So, the 727 does not have any blades, if you notice that. Like, none of the engines have painted blades on them. So that's just something just to keep in mind. Not a problem, but it just doesn't have any blades. That's really just about it. So you can see all the landing gear doors right there, the Geminijets logo. And, yeah, the stairs, the back stairs, of course. And the third engine, where that third engine exhaust comes out of right there, because it's like exhaust tube that runs like well, this area is thicker on the X1011 also. There's an exhaust tube that runs from here down to here. So yeah. But say goodbye to the T-tails. That's the last of the T-tails. And we are moving on to 757-300s. Here in front of you is a United 737-5. Jesus. United 757-300 in the Evo Blue livery. I got this last year. I didn't pick up the 757-200 because I thought I had it. It was at the airplane shop. And to come to find out here, unboxing it for y'all, I did not. So that might be one. That's definitely one I have to jump on pretty soon. So, yeah, here's the box. And you can see that long aircraft just barely fitting, like almost taking up the entire length of the box in there. And some information on the aircraft. Let's open it. Because this thing looks just a step away from being in the larger boxes. Look at this. So here's that beautiful Evo Blue livery from the top in United 737. I don't know why I keep saying something. 757-300. So yeah, just this thing takes up the entire frame immediately. Wow, this is just a very good looking model. No gear tilt on the 757s, but that does not stop you from getting this thing, because just look at this beautiful plane. It just looks real great. Yeah, wow. This thing is huge, I will say that. And it's better mold, because on the older one, I mean, they've looked like they've added a lot more and paid a lot more attention to detail on this new mold, because the last mold was really just a kind of dark gray wing, and then you really just had this on it in a different color gray. But they've done this a lot better. Let's zoom in on the aircraft so I can get a better look. So you see all the arrows for the emergency exits direction. People need a lot of arrows. So, yep, there's the emergency exit doors right there. You can see the left one. And the Evo Blue engine. The wing, little kind of short, little stubby winglet right there. And yeah, those scratches, that's just the lint, I think. I don't think those are scratches in the paint. I hope not. But here's the tail number. And yeah, that beautiful Evo Blue tail. And so now we're going to take a long trip to the front of the aircraft. So y'all can see the front. Just wow, there's that United Evo Blue logo. Looks great. Star Alliance and that front 757 landing gear. So yeah, come at the front, you can see the blade work. Oops, almost just dropped it. You can see the blade work. The blades aren't very far back in this model, I will say that. They're kind of close to you. Come the loading side of the aircraft right here. It just is an overall great model, and finally seeing it outside the box, it looks great. So all the back wheels on the right side of the aircraft do roll. I know my hand's covering it right now, but they all, yeah, there's a better angle. They all do roll, so you can see that right there. And yeah, just really great coming back to the back of the aircraft. And coming under it, if you have one of the old release 757s, you can definitely see the difference in attention to detail right here. It looks absolutely amazing. And we're finally happy to have an Evo Blue join the party. So yeah. Just wow. I'm just in love with this model. This thing looks freaking amazing. But we got one more, and it's another airline. It's Delta, but why talk about it? Let's just get to it. Here is your second release 2023 Delta 757-300. I've been on a Delta 757-300 from Atlanta to Los Angeles back in, it was July. Yeah, so it was my first time on a 753. I've been on a 200 twice. Yeah, so I've been on a 200 from Atlanta to JFK and Atlanta to Duluth, Minnesota. So yeah, here's your 300. Some information on it. And open the box. voila. Here's a helicopter view of the aircraft, and you see this one has its SATCOM. This model, they put the SATCOM in the front of the aircraft. First United, it had it in the back. And the different engines for this 757, don't know what the name is. I could, of course, look on the box for it. But, yeah, all the wheels seem to roll pretty smoothly. So that's good. That Delta's definitely catching the light there, but it looks great. Look at this thing. Yeah, I really am liking the new 757-300 mold, because I had the old Delta 757-300 mold, and yeah, it was good, but this one is way better looking, of course. But yeah, there's your everywhere kind of around it. Let's zoom in on it and get y'all a better look at this beautiful aircraft. So we see less arrows on this one for the emergency exits, clearly. Yeah. The winglets, the little tiny short little winglets on the 757-300 for this mold. And the engines, you can see the difference in it. But you see, the wheels definitely roll smooth, but you can I think you can see how smooth they roll. Like, it's real smooth, like almost NG model roll smooth. Like, it's real great. There's that Delta logo right there, the APU in the back, and the tail number. But just an overall, just a really great looking aircraft. Let's come to the top. I just love the way 757-73s look from 757-300s look from the top. Like, have you ever seen the helicopter views of them? They just look so awkward when they fly. When they land, they look like they're barely flaring because of how long they are. Like, it's funny. But yeah, here's the loading side of the aircraft. Right over here, you can see that service door right there. If it ever wants to focus, there it goes. And some words right there. Huh. Those aren't words, that's a picture. Okay. Yeah, look at those landing gear. Service door again. And look at that beautiful tail coming under it. Got that Delta blue, the Delta belly, of course, with the landing gear doors embedded in the Delta belly blue paint. Just looks absolutely amazing. And coming to the back. So yeah, clearly a really great model. Definitely high reviews on all of these models. But let's go to the next one. Say hello to our final Delta aircraft, one I just had to get, because I don't think Geminijets has ever done a 767-400 mode, and they're actually coming out with breast cancer awareness and a couple more liveries for this. So we are happy to see it, because I was just talking about that, and come to find out that they plan on releasing those liveries in the very near future. So yeah, here it is, 1/400 scale, and yeah, special livery has some, I think that's a name on the front, we'll see. But yeah, there's a plane. Now this one really takes up the entire box. I just love, you can already see the wings. I just love the 767. So I guess wing tips, right? So yeah, let's open it. Yeah, this thing really stuffs the box. This thing and the A330 really just stuff the box. The A330-300. Yeah, wow, look at that thing. Despite this being a great looking model, the back wheels are kind of off calibrated, so that front wheel does not really hit the ground. And you can see it bouncing, so it's a lot kind of worse on table. Like, it just does not, it's just the back wheels are on the ground, but that front wheel does not ever really touch the ground. I don't know if it's just this one. We'll see if it's with the United one also, but yeah, kind of disappointing. I mean, it looks like a great model, but it's just kind of disappointing to see that that front wheel is not going to be able to hit the ground. Like, it's like the you can see kind of the wheels are messed up, like kind of angled back, but it's kind of like the 767-300 back in the day, how that wheel did not touch the ground. Like, you had to kind of have it on an uneven surface for the front tire to be on the ground. It might just be this one, because you see the wheels look tilted, basically. Like, it does, yeah, it does look kind of tilted. Yeah, coming towards the back. Like, overall, just a great looking model. Definitely happy to have it, but it's just that, I'd say. It's kind of getting on my nerves, I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, let's zoom in on it. Yeah, it's kind of Yeah, it's real banked up here. I think it's like, I want to say 1/4 of an inch the wheel's coming. Like, it really looks like it's rotating how far up the wheel is. I guess the fact that it looks like it's rotating wouldn't be a problem because I can't just use it as a rotating. So the aircraft is on the runway, of course, rotating. But if I have like an uneven surface, which tables usually are, just uneven on one side because they're weird. So maybe I'll just, I'll figure something out. We'll see. I mean, it's not an immediate problem, but you can see how the landing gear kind of just messed up right there. But yeah, I hope that's just really this one. I just kind of wish I checked the other ones out then, or maybe if it was the last, I think it was the last one. That's probably why I didn't. But and just got it versus checking them out. But it is what it is. You get what you get. So yeah, you got that special livery kind of in the front, on the front nose. It's not a really special livery. Delta just like adding stickers to their planes. But yeah, there's the engines. Of course, the blades aren't very far back on this one either. I will say it's a great looking model though. I'm really happy, especially with those wingtips. I love those wingtips right there. And yeah, so coming to the underside of it, you got the Geminijets logo and of course Delta belly right there. And yeah, coming to the front, looks like the doors are now like just not painted on, but they're actually 3D. Like there's dents, like indentions in it, looks. So I'm really happy to see that. But yeah, this is a really great model. I just say my only kind of pet peeve with this one would be, yeah. But let's go to the next one. Coming to the last small box, you can see the kind of purple look in this United box right here. And if you're in the future wondering what the old Continental livery looked like for United, here it is. So, yeah, here is the United 764. Hoping this one does not have the same wheel calibration as the last one, because, yeah, that'd be disappointing for them to release their first 767 mold, and it'd just be kind of, But there's the aircraft. There's some information on it. Alrighty. See, they're making some new paper, too, for it. These wheels look fine. Yep, this one's fine. Okay. Yeah, right now United's showing Delta how to do it, because this one looks like time was taken out of it to carefully mold, craft, and detail. And the Delta one looks like they just rushed on the landing gear placement. Like, I'm about to show y'all this. You know what? Tell me down below if y'all, Delta 767s, like, are just the wheels are weird. Because I'd like to know what everyone else is, if anyone else has it, how theirs is kind of looking. But you can see the difference in United. The wheels just look a lot better, and they look level, and they just look a lot level. They look a lot more level than just level landing gear. Normal kind of, landing gear placement. And they look longer to, like, the metal looked like it was crunched up with the Delta 767, and they actually look like kind of, it's more extended here. It's an overall better looking model, like you can see. Yeah. Let's zoom in on it so I can just get a better look on what I am talking about here. We're going to start off from the top first, of course. So here you go with those wing tips on this airplane, those 767-400 engines, some wing details, body detail, top SATCOM and antenna, radio cables, radio antenna right there, just up top, kind of a generic livery on the top. But you see that United Continental livery wording on the front. It's just on the top, it's just on the top. It's not over the windows, the passenger windows. Not yet. But you see great detail on the front tires. All wheels roll in this model, by the way. All wheels roll in this model. It's like just a great livery, great mold. And they did their thing with this one, which, of course, I am extremely happy to see. But you can see the difference in the landing gear, of course. The difference in the landing gear with the United 767 and the tail number right there, and the United Continental, and how that really just shines. All right, coming to the back, right down the middle right here. Not too much to see. This plane's very long. We'll come to the service side. You got the service doors, and just, yeah, overall, just a really great looking model. Really happy to have the 764s now. And I look forward to getting the Delta breast cancer livery. I'm just hoping the landing gear wheels aren't messed up. Look at the engine blades right there. And coming to under it, the 3D front landing gear doors, which I really like to see, and just the amount of detail they're taking in their models. So yeah, because if you're gonna get more expensive, at least take more pride in making them. And it looks like they're doing just that. So I'm really happy to see it. So that's the last of the small boxes and the last Uniteds. So let's go on to the next one. This is my second Eastern aircraft. Back then I had the 767-300, and here is the 777-200ER. And yeah, they're, newer Eastern livery. I think they only do like one flight a month from Miami in the 777. They're a charter flight now. So yeah, here they go. You can see those big, beautiful engines right there, and some information on the aircraft right there. But yeah, had to. Overall, great looking aircraft. I'm getting excited. My hands are starting to sweat with this one. Yeah, look at that. Here the aircraft is from the top, and you can already see how big those engines are. Love the 777. Yeah, this is, of course, my all-time favorite aircraft. Of course, that's why my channel name is Derek777. And look at the gear tilt. Here we get into the gear tilts. So yeah, happy to see that. And just an overall real good-looking, happy aircraft. I think this is my first 777ER with gear tilt, because the other ones were older releases and it was just really plastic. But look at the attention to detail on the blades. They're doing a real step up with this. I'm really happy to see that. These new molds on these new models just look absolutely amazing. So yeah, just look at that. All right, I'm gonna set her down here gently and zoom in on it. Someone called the big boys out because they're here and they're ready to rumble. They're here to play. Like, look at this thing. Yeah. What is going on? Okay, there we go. Look at this aircraft. It just looks absolutely amazing. I'm just so, yeah, no, I love the 777. And call me basic, but this is the best looking plane out there, because you can't beat this. It's powerful engines, and just look at the way it looks. This thing's a powerhouse. I don't know how you can hate this thing. Like A350, of course, is a little like younger cousin, but you gotta recognize an OG when you see it. And this 777s are definitely the OG, the big dog in the game. Just look at this thing, the attention to detail. And when they take off, they really do just shake the ground. Like, they're ground shakers. And like, yeah, you see the two emergency exits, two loading doors in the back there. You can see how much the landing gear are tilting on this model. I think the engine's coming off. Yeah, I think that just kind of slipped a little bit, just flipped. You can see the gloss coming off on my fingers from this thing. Yeah, I might have to just tug on the engine and see if it comes off, because it feels like it wants to, but it doesn't at the same time. But yeah, here's the under of the aircraft. It's really, really good looking. Alrighty, set her down here, and let's move on. Next up is an Emirates A350. You know Emirates just stay making money moves. They have everything, A350s, 777s, 777Xs on order. Like, man, y'all just bored at this point, just getting planes. So yeah, there's not really too much to see on this box, so it's really just set and done. But you see the price range on, like, these things used to cost $50, like $45 back in the day. Like, these things, man, I'll tell you. All right, so here's our A350. Wow, this thing's shiny. Jeez. All right, In my opinion, this is definitely the most handsome A350 mold that I've seen. Like, this thing looks great. I'm going to show it all to you, like the wing placement, just how they look. It looks happy. Like Emirates, maybe a white plane, but they really do make it shine. Like, look how golden that Emirates logo is, and just look at the different designs they have in the flag now and how they drag it down. Like, it looks just amazing. And of course, with the A350, you got to have the logo on the winglets. It's customary. I feel like all planes just need to have their logo on the winglets, especially the A350. If you're ordering an A350, most definitely. But yeah, just look at, like, you can see this thing. This is a really great aircraft also with the Emirates belly on the bottom. Look at this. This thing is just absolutely beautiful looking. All right. All right, so you have a shot kind of the trailing edge of the wing. But I want to show how the wings look. They're really, really long. There's the Emirates logo on the wing. You can see how sharp that wingtip is. That's really sharp. All right, so here comes the Emirates logo, of course, on the engine too, the inside of the engine. And they also have it on the outside of the engine. You can see just how gold, like it really is a shiny, shiny gold. Airbus A350-900. And of course, as on these bigger models, all of the wheels do roll. Just look at that. It's on here too. I cannot get it to focus, but it's on here also. And here's really what I want to show you. The design on the tail. Just look at that. Really, looks really, really great. Like, wow. Of course, it has landing gear tilt in both directions. But the A350 tilts back. Just wow. Just look at this tail. I was more obsessed with the tail. Like, I think that's the most, just the way it looks. I'm more of a Boeing fan, of course, but yeah, I got to admit, like, look, wow, this thing is shining. Coming to the front, you can see the attention to detail for real in the blades. Just wow. Emirates. Yeah, Emirates is just bored because they really, I think, what they get, a Cirrus, I think is what they got recently. And yeah, there's a video of it playing within like an A380, little cute video of this, a Cirrus playing with an A380, but it's an overall just a really great looking model. Let's just go to the next one. Also happy to say, we have finally copped VC-25, Air Force One. I think this was the second to last one there. And yeah, look at it. Beautiful. Beautiful. The box is a little messed up, but it's nothing a little tape can't fix, you know. It's not really a huge, huge problem. But yeah. Just wow, just look at this thing. There's the 747-200 in there. I haven't actually spotted it yet, but I've seen it. Like, I saw it on accident. I was just outside, and I heard like, it sounded loud and weird. And I look up to see it departing. So, yeah. I've accidentally seen it. I hope to spot it one day. I thought it transitioned to the 748 by now. I don't know when they're doing that. But I almost saw it driving past D.C. a while ago when I was driving to New York, but the trees were covered. I saw Air Force 2. I didn't see Air Force 1. But let's go into the review. They've released Air Force 1 a few times. I feel like now is a more better time than ever to get it because just how they're doing with their molds now, and you can see the attention to detail on all the lightning rods, radio antenna, communications, satcoms. Just everything is on the top of the aircraft. Just wow. I don't, like, I was kind of thinking of this as a generic plane. Oh, it's just Air Force One, but I'm just looking at it. It's just kind of outside the box. Yeah, that almost got it dropped a little bit. Kind of my hand clipping onto that. Just looking outside the box, and it's just like, wow. This thing makes a memorable first impression. Like, just look at this plane. Just look at the different colors in it. Just, wow. Like, it really speaks for itself. This thing's a great looking aircraft. United States Air Force. Let's go ahead and zoom in on it. Just wow. It's just really good to look at all the stuff on the top, like the radio antenna and just all the lumps of this aircraft, because you see the United States flag right there on the tail, of course. But you just look at the top and just look how much stuff is on the top of this plane. Just, it's a really amazing looking United States Air Force. And then, of course, that nose, like, Just wow. Look at this. The presidential shield right there. United States of America. And of course, all the landing gear, detail, and like the 747 and A380 kind of have like this suspension thing going on. Like they punch in a little bit once pressure's added, which I do like. I don't know if that's an accident or just an attention to detail thing, but I love the fact that it's there. So yeah, there's the military tail number for the aircraft right there. Yeah, wow. And of course, the sharp tips on every wing edge surface. Coming over here, you see that one right there. And just wow, just look at this thing. This thing looks freaking amazing. Yeah. And that blue, that's transitioned like this silver to blue to dark blue to gold to white. It's just, you really just can't hate on this thing. And especially when this thing hits the sunlight, right? Like I've seen photos of when it hits the sunlight, right? Wow, look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Thing's a great looking model. Definitely happy to have this 747 in my collection. All right, well, I got to see layers. On to the next one now. So I have two Emirates 777Xs here. They've added the tail number. So this is the second release. The old release got destroyed, and this one actually has a tail number now on it. But we have two because this one is wings up, and I mean wings unfolded and wings folded. I think it'd be more interesting to do the wings folded version, so I'm really only going to do one, especially because this video is running really long and really getting tired. So, yeah, I'm just going to do the wings folded version, and which is really crazy that you got to buy two of these because Boeing did not let Geminijets do release it. Well, this thing is huge and shiny. Wow, I just got flabbergasted. I don't know why Geminijets didn't let Boeing did not let models release planes like the 777X without the folding wings, I guess, because their models have it. But you know what? I guess they did. So we got to buy two now. I'm not complaining. I got both. So you know what? Let's just review it. Completely forgot to give y'all a look at the box. But of course, the plane is not in it. And it's just really is just information on the back. 777-9. Now, this plane right now really is just an air show attraction. Of course, we hope to see it anywhere else in the future. They said 2025. Let's hope. But with the current problems that Boeing is having, I don't know. Because the MAX 10, MAX 7, and 777X are just really air show attractions at this point. But you can see the wings are folded for the ground and for the gate because this aircraft's wingspan is too large for all of that. I don't know. But these planes, I don't know if it has, it's me. I haven't been holding Geminijets in a while, but these planes feel a lot bigger than they used to. But yeah, this thing, yeah, just for the gate and the wings unfolded is really just for runway taking off and landing operations and flying. Everything else you see here, the wings folded, is just to save space on the ground because you can see of its massive wingspan. Just it's huge. And it's long too, and which is why it's right here because it's longer. It's the longest airliner to exist, along with has the most powerful engines. So yeah, it doesn't look awkward at all. This thing looks great. I just really hope we get to see it fly one day and actually get delivered. Despite I'm just really happy to see that they're continuing the legacy of a lot of people's favorite plane in the 777X, and it's just wow, really wow. Let's zoom in on it. Yeah, so this thing is long. This thing looks like a good mile long because yeah, they had to add what looks like 787 wings to it, and then add more wing to that thing just to make it look good. Like you have the A380 change terminals. They aren't gonna have to change terminals, but just the way they look, they're gonna have to change a lot, and just a lot of spacing goes into this aircraft right here. But yeah, this changes the game because it has the folding up wings. So you really get, like, for people who are filming trip reports on this aircraft, like, you really get to, like, fly on a plane with wings and without at the same time. So it looks amazing, especially when I know when they get delivered and they finally get painted. When that wing flexed on departure, like, you get to see the tips of it and how good it looks. Like, I really just can't wait. Like, you can see the kind of rubber peeling off on the front nose wheel here. But yeah, there's the engine blades. Really, really, really great job with this model here. Y'all did great. Y'all did great. See, you get this view, and then you'll get the other view of this, the wings flexing when you finally get airborne. So yeah, we've seen videos of inside the plane while flying. They look great. Cannot wait to see it. And especially on heavy departures. Yeah, man. Just look how big those engines are. Biggest and most powerful engines in the aviation community. And I think in the world, actually. No, I'm sorry. Rocket engines, of course, are way more powerful than this. But on a plane, on an airliner, most powerful engines are right there. I think it's 16 blades. 16 or 12 blades. And just look at that. Just an amazing overall looking aircraft. All right, coming to the bottom, you can see that, just everything. Emirates belly, Geminijets logo. But yeah, that really wraps it up. That's the last plane. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you're not already, like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching the new, now taking over the biggest unboxing on this channel, because the last one was 47 models, and this one is 50. Like, share, and subscribe, because we have some air show videos coming up within the next month here. But I'm just going to edit this and upload it. Try to get it up by tomorrow. I will see y'all in the next one. Deuces.